Chapter 648. Let's leave this place first. Ling Xiao and the old goat looked at each other and smiled. They then entered the heavenly stone and left the star quickly. In this battle, they had robbed Han Feng of his 36 demonic sage inheritances and killed the Gaochen star and Ming Zun. It was a great harvest. The sky-burning demon emperor must be fuming right now. Swoosh! Not long after Ling Xiao left, the sky-burning demon emperor led a group of experts from the sky demon palace to the star. However, other than the aura and traces left behind by the battle, they did not find anything. Han Feng, Elder Wang, the Gaochen star and Ming Zun were killed so quickly. Han Feng has many demonic sage inheritances. Could it be Long Zhantian or Lin Hui? An elder from the sky demon palace asked angrily and doubtfully. It's not Long Zhantian or Lin Hui. The sky-burning demon emperor looked gloomy and said slowly, I have sent people to monitor Long Zhantian and Lin Hui. They are not on this star. It must be Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao. Hearing this name, all the elders from the sky demon palace looked solemn. Only he has the strength and reason to kill Gaochen Xingzi and Ming Zun. However, I am curious. We sensed a powerful expert from the demonic tribe who has collected 100 demonic sage inheritances. He must be Ling Xiao's companion. However, the aura has disappeared. This means that Ling Xiao and his companions have a way to hide the aura of the demonic sage inheritances. The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes lit up. His heart was aching. Including Meng Zai's demonic sage inheritances, he had only collected 82 demonic sage inheritances. However, Ling Xiao's companion had already collected 100 demonic sage inheritances. Han Feng must have contributed greatly to this. Hiding the aura of the demonic sage inheritances. Ling Xiao and his companions have such a method. Everyone was in disbelief. Even the sky-burning demon emperor could not hide the aura of the demonic sage inheritances. How did Ling Xiao do it? We have to speed up. From now on, we have to hunt down those independent demonic cultivators at all costs. We have to get all the demonic sage inheritances from them. In the end, me, Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and perhaps Ling Xiao's mysterious companion will be added. There will be a great battle between the four of us. The sky-scorching demon emperor said decisively with a cold glint in his eyes. Now that Han Feng had been taken away by Ling Xiao, the sky-scorching demon emperor felt a sense of urgency. In the following time, the sky-scorching demon emperor, Lin Hui, and Long Zhantian all avoided each other tacitly and attacked the rogue demon cultivators. Those rogue cultivators of the demon clan were completely in trouble. Some of them wanted to fish in troubled waters, but the demon sage's inheritance above their heads was like a giant guiding light. There was no way to hide even if they wanted to. Most of the itinerant demon cultivators were rather tactful. They all chose to hand over the demon sage's inheritance. Only a few of them wanted to put up a fight, but they were all killed in the end. As Ling Xiao and the old goat had the celestial god's stone to conceal their auras, their speed of collecting was the fastest. In the end, they collected a total of 118 demon saint inheritances. The sky-scorching demon emperor had also collected 100 successions of sacred beasts. Long Zhantian had collected 77 demonic sage inheritances. Only Lin Hui and Zhao Ritian had collected the least, only 70. Ling Xiao hid in the celestial god's stone and devoured the supreme superpowers in the primordial spirits of Ming Zun, Gaochen Xingzi, Elder Wang, and the 3 old monks from Ming Wang Temple. The number of supreme superpowers in his sea of consciousness had increased to a shocking 99. With 99 supreme superpowers, Ling Xiao felt that he had reached a kind of limit. He had to break through to the next realm. If he did not break through to the next realm, something terrifying might happen. However, Ling Xiao's eyes were still filled with determination. I must collect all 108 supreme superpowers. As long as I kill the king of hell of the underworld pavilion and gather all 9 supreme superpowers, I will be able to break through to the next realm. Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly. It seemed like there would be a battle between him and the sky-scorching demon emperor. He had never had a good impression of an assassin organization like the Underworld Pavilion. This group of people who lived in the dark were cold-blooded and merciless. They lived to kill. As long as Ling Xiao encountered them, he would definitely kill them all. Rumble. On a star in the distance, there was an earth-shattering dragon's roar. A sea of fire rose up and the cries of phoenixes filled the sky. An intense battle broke out. Ling Xiao, it seems like your big cousin is fighting with Lin Hui. The old goat said. Now, all the demonic sages' inheritances had gathered on the old goat, the sky-scorching demon emperor, Long Zhantian, and Lin Hui. Ling Xiao did not expect Long Zhantian to fight with Lin Hui first. Let's go and take a look. Don't let the sky-scorching demon emperor take advantage of us. Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly. In an instant, he and the old goat dashed toward the star. Rumble. It was a metal star. It was emitting golden light and there was a sharp metal aura surging everywhere. There was a kind of unparalleled sharpness. The battle between Long Zhantian and Lin Hui had reached the most intense stage. In the void, Long Zhantian and Lin Hui revealed their true forms. Roar! The dragon's roar shook the heavens and the earth. A green heavenly dragon that was tens of thousands of feet long pounced across the sky. Its green and golden dragon scales shone with a cold light. Its 4 dragon claws seemed to be able to break the heavens and the earth. The majestic and mysterious dragon head burst out mysterious sound waves. It opened its mouth and spat out a green divine light. Swoosh! In front of Long Zhantian was Lin Hui, who had also turned into a fire phoenix. He was tens of thousands of feet tall and his body was crimson red. Flames were blazing around him and he was filled with auspicious air. His eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Boom! The fire phoenix's body was covered in raging flames. Its tail seemed to have turned into a heavenly divine sword. It broke through the divine light spat out by Long Zhantian. It crossed the starry void and slashed towards the head of the golden heavenly dragon. Clang! The dragon claw blocked the attack. Sparks flew in all directions and the void trembled violently. The green dragon scales exploded and pale golden dragon blood filled the air. Long Zhantian was injured. However, his claw swiped across the air and landed on the tail of the fire phoenix, breaking off one of its crimson wings and injuring Lin Hui at the same time. Rumble. The two of them seemed to be in a real fight. The heavens and the earth were blazing and the void trembled violently. The entire star burst out with incomparably bright starlight. The green heavenly dragon and the fire phoenix fought fiercely. The terrifying divine power made countless experts of the demon clan who were watching the battle tremble. The dragon clan and the phoenix clan were the overlords of the ancient times. They were the supreme divine beasts and had once dominated the powerful clans of an era. Chapter 649. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. His cousin's bloodline was indeed the Sky Dragon bloodline. Although he had a trace of the true dragon bloodline, he was still a sky dragon and not a true dragon. In the entire dragon tribe, only Long Outyen and the current dragon king were true dragons. Although Lin Hui had the fire phoenix bloodline, he was not a pure-blooded fire phoenix and was comparable to Long Zhantian's bloodline power. Therefore, the battle between the two of them was a draw. If the battle continued like this, it was very likely that both sides would suffer great losses. The arrival of Ling Xiao and the old goat caused a commotion. This time, they did not hide in the heavenly god's stone. Instead, they landed on the star openly. On top of the old goat's head, there were a total of 118 demon sage inheritances. They emitted a bright golden light like a divine sun. On top of Long Zhantian and Lin Hui's heads, there were only silver moons. Why does the old goat have so many demon sage inheritances? I've never heard of it. Who is this guy? He looks arrogant. I really want to beat him up and snatch his demon sage inheritances. Do you want to die? Don't you see who's beside him? It's Ling Xiao. No wonder, it's Ling Xiao's pet. What is Ling Xiao trying to do? Let his pet obtain the demon sage inheritances. If the old goat becomes the leader of the demon tribe, won't Ling Xiao be above us? When the crowd saw Ling Xiao and the old goat, they began to discuss among themselves. Their eyes were filled with shock. We can't let the old goat obtain the demon sage inheritances. That's right. The sky-scorching demon emperor, Long Zhantian, or Lin Hui. I'm convinced no matter who gets it. But who is this old goat? I'm not convinced. If Ling Xiao dares to let him fight for the demon sage inheritances, we'll attack together and kill Ling Xiao and the old goat. Some of the demon tribe's radicals even had a fierce look in their eyes. Bastards, these guys are courting death. The old goat could not hold back his temper any longer. His eyes were filled with killing intent. These guys dared to say that he was Ling Xiao's pet. He was the sky-devouring great emperor. Who dared to be his master? These guys were all looking down on him. Just as the old goat was about to explode, Ling Xiao held him down and said, "Don't be impulsive, the sky-burning demon emperor is here." The old goat's eyes suddenly flashed. He saw a dazzling light in the distance. The sky-burning demon emperor was flying over with a golden sun above his head. He was followed by a group of strong cultivators. Other than the elders from Sky Demon Palace, there were also experts from Emperor Tomb Mountain, Star Palace, and Ming Wang Temple. When they saw Ling Xiao, there was a cold murderous intent in their eyes. Gaochen Xingzi, Ming Zun, and the rest had all died in Ling Xiao's hands. They couldn't wait to tear Ling Xiao into pieces. However, with the presence of the sky-burning demon emperor, they all believed that Ling Xiao was dead for sure. Even if Ling Xiao was still alive, they had decided to report the matter to their factions after leaving the sacred ground and ask the 9 Heaven Supremes to kill Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's talent was truly too terrifying, causing them to be unable to eat or sleep in peace. If they could not get rid of him as soon as possible, he would definitely become a great enemy. Ling Xiao, hand over Han Feng. The sky-burning demon emperor looked at Ling Xiao and said indifferently. Han Feng's primordial spirit was not shattered. Hence, the sky-burning demon emperor knew that Ling Xiao did not kill Han Feng, but only captured him. Han Feng. Sky-burning demon emperor, I have never seen Han Feng. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. Naturally, he would not admit that he had captured Han Feng. It doesn't matter if you don't admit it. After I kill you, I will search your soul and find Han Feng's whereabouts. The sky-burning demon emperor said indifferently with a trace of murderous intent in his eyes. Your Highness, there is no need for you to deal with this brat. Let me do it for you. The second saint of Emperor Tomb Mountain, who was standing beside the sky-burning demon emperor, said with a faint smile. All right. Be careful. This brat has many tricks up his sleeves. I will go and retrieve the demonic sage's inheritance first. The sky-burning demon emperor smiled faintly. Immediately, he strode towards Long Zhantian and Lin Hui who were fighting in the void and threw out a simple punch. Crack! The heavens and earth trembled. It was as if the punch had broken the heavens and earth apart, causing a chaotic mist to appear. Long Zhantian and Lin Hui were startled. They were both knocked back by the sky-burning demon emperor's punch. And you? The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes flickered as he too threw a punch at the old goat. A giant palm print landed with a peerless might. Crack! The old goat straightened his face. At that instant, he could feel the sky-burning demon emperor's strength skyrocketing, as if he was infinitely close to the 9 Heaven Supreme Realm. Even the stars in Zhou Tian began to tremble. Bang! The old goat and the sky-scorching demon emperor clashed head-on, and the sky-scorching demon emperor sent him flying. Don't be so troublesome. The 3 of you can come at me together. I will show you the true meaning of despair. The demonic sage's inheritance will only belong to me. The sky-burning demon emperor was full of confidence. His eyes flickered as a terrifying aura was unleashed from his body. Above his head, 3 streams of clear air flew out and turned into 3 mysterious flowers. At the same time, a five-colored stream of air spread out from his chest and encapsulated him, giving him a mysterious and imperious appearance. This is 3 flowers at once prominence, 5 cheese unification. The sky-burning demon emperor has already overcome the tribulation of the 4 symbols. Someone exclaimed, his eyes filled with disbelief. There were 5 major tribulations in the half-supreme realm, the tribulation of earth, the tribulation of black water, the tribulation of heavenly wind, the tribulation of blazing fire, and the tribulation of supreme. The tribulation of earth was the tribulation of the flesh. After overcoming it, one's flesh would be flawless, perfect, and clear. The tribulation of black water was the tribulation of true chi. After overcoming it, one's true chi would be endless and return to the heavens and earth. It was endless and ever-changing. The tribulation of heavenly wind was the tribulation of the primordial spirit. After overcoming it, one's primordial spirit would be pure yang, allowing one to see through everything and comprehend the laws of nature. The tribulation of blazing fire was the tribulation of the 5 vital organs. After overcoming it, one's 5 chi's unification would be one with Zhou Tian, and he would be only half a step away from becoming a real supreme. The final tribulation of the 9 heavens supreme was to refine the God force, open up the world, and comprehend the origin of the heavenly Tao. Only then would one be able to achieve the 9 heavens supreme realm. The 5 tribulations could be described as a life and death situation. Many of the older generation were trapped in the 5 tribulations, unable to improve their cultivation for the rest of their lives. Meanwhile, Long Zhantian and Lin Hui were able to overcome the tribulation of earth in such a short time due to the fortunate encounters they had in the sacred ground. Although the old goat had recovered from his injuries and his cultivation of the half-supreme realm, he had yet to overcome any of the tribulations. Each tribulation would result in a great difference in strength. Chapter 650. No wonder he dared to challenge Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the old goat on his own. Even the 3 of them combined would not stand a chance against him. Besides, no one knew what the sky-scorching demon emperor's true form was, but everyone knew that he must be a pure-blooded godly beast. His strength was utterly despairing. Let's go together. Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the old goat exchanged glances with one another and saw the solemn look in each other's eyes. Regardless of how competitive they were, they had no choice but to team up at this moment. Otherwise, they would be defeated by the sky-scorching demon emperor. In that case, the sky-scorching demon emperor would be able to achieve a breakthrough to the 9 heavens supreme realm after obtaining the sacred beast's succession. Kill! An intense battle broke out in an instant. Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the old goat executed their peerless killing techniques and charged toward the sky-scorching demon emperor. Bang! The sky-scorching demon emperor looked indifferent. He took a step forward and the sky shook. He punched out and the stars in the sky shook. Endless starlight gathered and turned into a fist that looked like a mountain and moon. It instantly enveloped the 3 of them. On the other side, Ling Zhao's eyes also revealed a trace of seriousness. The sky-scorching demon emperor's strength had exceeded his imagination. A tribulation realm 4 symbols, in addition to the fact that the sky-scorching demon emperor was a pure-blooded godly beast, his current combat strength was not any weaker than a real 9 heavens supreme. I must achieve a breakthrough as soon as possible. Ling Zhao felt a sense of urgency. The gap between his strength and the sky-scorching demon emperor's was too huge. Only by achieving the martial emperor realm would Ling Zhao be able to compete with the sky-scorching demon emperor with the help of various secret techniques. Besides, Ling Zhao had a feeling that Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the old goat would not last long against the sky-scorching demon emperor. Ling Zhao, I heard that my useless 6th junior brother has also come to the sacred ground, but I haven't seen him around. Did you kill him? The second saint glanced at Ling Zhao and said calmly. He had a slender figure and wore a black robe. His black hair danced in the wind, and his face was handsome. His eyes were as bright as the stars, and he was emitting a faint aura of a supreme. The second saint had also overcome the tribulation of earth. Your 6th junior brother. I'm sorry, I've killed too many people, so I don't remember. Ling Xiao said indifferently. Kill him. Don't waste your breath on him. Kill this little bastard. Elders from Star Palace, Mingwang Temple and other martial arts sanctuaries surrounded Ling Xiao. Their eyes were filled with murderous intent and they were exuding an extremely powerful aura. These genius disciples of the Holy Land of martial arts had died at the hands of Ling Xiao. They would definitely not be able to absolve themselves from the blame. Only by killing Ling Xiao would they be able to alleviate some of their guilt. All of them hated Ling Xiao to the extreme. Cold murderous intent locked onto Ling Xiao. Since you're in such a hurry to die, I'll fulfill your wishes. Despite being surrounded by so many strong cultivators, Ling Xiao showed no signs of fear. He smiled faintly and attacked in an instant. Rumble. Ling Xiao moved like lightning. His gaze was cold and he threw a punch at a silver-haired elder from Star Palace. Little bastard, you deserve to die. The silver-haired elder roared at the sky. His body was filled with murderous intent. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood essence. Countless starry divine chains emitted rays of blood-red light across the sky and wrapped around Ling Xiao. He only hoped to bind Ling Xiao for a moment and create an opportunity for others to kill Ling Xiao. Rumble. The other half-step Supreme Being experts displayed their powerful killing techniques. Their divine skills filled the sky. Their quasi-Supreme Being weapons were filled with powerful divine power. Some of them even detonated their secret treasures. They all knew that Ling Xiao's combat strength was extremely strong. Therefore, they wanted to kill Ling Xiao even at the cost of their own lives. In the void, divine light surged and lightning intertwined. Countless powerful fluctuations erupted and seemed to drown Ling Xiao. Kacha! Ling Xiao's body shone brightly. A terrifying dragon's roar shook the heavens and earth. He instantly broke the starry divine chains around him and threw a punch at the silver-haired elder. Bang! The silver-haired elder's eyes were filled with disbelief. He had been blown apart by Ling Xiao's punch. The King Heaven Devourer cauldron flashed and instantly suppressed the silver-haired elder's primordial spirit. First, I'm going to kill all of you. Ling Xiao's eyes flickered with blood-colored killing intent. Golden blood energy surged around him as he thrust his palm out, causing heaven and earth to tremble. Instantly, the divine abilities that were bearing down on him were suppressed. Godlight of the four mammoths shot up into the sky, causing profound yellow energy to rise up from the ground. A black sea rose up into the sky, and a heavenly wind caused everything to tremble. The four mammoths' heaven-striking style was unleashed. Ling Xiao's fist descended with the power of the four mammoths, causing primal chaos to swirl around him. Crack! He broke the devil-subduing pestles of the two monks from the Bright King Temple, then slapped their heads into their bodies. Terrifying fist light exploded, shattering the defensive treasures of the monks and sucking in their nascent divinities. Don't be so arrogant, Ling Xiao. The second holy sun said, thrusting his palm toward Ling Xiao. Behind him, black godlight swirled as an enormous imperial tomb appeared. Crack! With a loud bang, the Thearcha's tomb seemed to have cracked open. A skinny hand reached out from the Thearcha's tomb and merged with the second saint's hand. It became dark and dangerous, containing a deathly chi that could devour all life. Boom! Golden lightning burst out from Ling Xiao's fist light and clashed with the second holy sun. Instantly, heaven and earth trembled as countless lightning bolts charged toward the imperial tomb behind the second holy sun. Ling Xiao stomped his foot on the second holy sun's chest. Bang! The second holy sun's expression changed slightly. His arms glowed with black light as he tried to block the attack. However, a crisp sound was heard as his arms were fractured. Ling Xiao's foot landed on his chest, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood as he flew backward. How can you be so strong? The second holy sun's face was pale, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. At this moment, Ling Xiao seemed to have unleashed his full power. His combat strength was monstrous as he swept through the crowd. Even a group of half-step supremes was no match for him. Boom! Ling Xiao's fist landed, and a vast fist mark shook the void. He wanted to kill the second holy sun. However, a light flashed in front of the second holy sun. Suddenly, a huge jade corpse appeared, exuding an unparalleled ferocious aura. Bang! Ling Xiao's fist landed on the jade corpse, and the sound of metal clashing could be heard. Sparks flew in all directions, and the jade corpse took a few steps back. As if it was enraged, it roared and pounced toward Ling Xiao. Boom! The jade corpse's combat strength was comparable to a half-step supreme being. However, its body was extremely tough and indestructible. It was not afraid of death and was even more terrifying than a half-step supreme being. Chapter 651. The jade corpse was ferocious. The black flame was the Yin spirit cold flame, an extremely cold flame that had been nurtured and refined in the body of the jade corpse for 10,000 years. The Yin spirit cold flame could directly burn one's life essence and could not be extinguished. It was extremely vicious. Break! Ling Xiao shouted coldly. He would not allow the Yin spirit cold flame to touch him. The sky-devouring fire spurted out from his palm. The two extreme Yin and Yang flames collided in the void and exploded instantly. Roar! The jade corpse was not afraid of death. It contained an unparalleled divine force and pounced toward Ling Xiao in an attempt to protect him. Boom! Ling Xiao's eyes flickered coldly as he threw out a punch. The jade corpse was knocked back, but it only swayed a little before it pounced toward Ling Xiao again. The surrounding half-step supremes of the martial sacred grounds had learned their lesson. They did not attack Ling Xiao directly. Instead, they formed a powerful battle formation and shrouded Ling Xiao in it. They wanted to wear Ling Xiao down with the power of the battle formation. The jade corpse is strong, but your primordial spirit is not. Ling Xiao's lips curled into a cold smile as he thought to himself. Previously, during the battle with the sixth holy sun in the two-world city, Ling Xiao had injured the primordial spirit of the sixth holy sun with the great soul-destroying art and soul-destroying needle, which almost caused the jade corpse to suffer a backlash. Boom! 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 Ling Xiao exchanged a few blows with the jade corpse. The void rumbled and the heavens and earth trembled. The giant star below was about to crack open. Just as Ling Xiao was about to execute the great soul-destroying art, he suddenly felt a faint murderous intent. The murderous intent was extremely faint. Ordinary people would not be able to detect it. If it were not for Ling Xiao's powerful primordial spirit, he would not have been able to detect it. The Netherworld Pavilion, King Yanluo. Since you've delivered yourself to me, don't blame me for being merciless. Ling Xiao sneered in his heart. However, he did not show it on his face and continued to fight with the jade corpse. On the other side, the terrifying strength of the sky-burning demon emperor was fully displayed before the crowd. Boom! When the fist of the sky-burning demon emperor fell, the void instantly cracked. The fist radiance was wrapped in an immemorial divine sound that could make people lose their minds. It was like the roar of a fierce beast. It directly blasted on the body of the cyan dragon transformed by Long Zhantian. Crack! Countless dragon scales exploded, and flesh and blood splattered. Long Zhantian let out a painful roar. His huge dragon body struggled in the void, and his dragon tail swept towards the sky-burning demon emperor. Clang! The sky-burning demon emperor chopped down with his palm. It was like a peerless blade light that split the heavens and earth. It slashed on the dragon tail, causing sparks to fly in all directions. The terrifying rebounding force sent Long Zhantian flying. Chirp! Phoenix cries filled the sky. Lin Hui's body was engulfed in raging flames as the 10,000-foot-tall fire phoenix swept across the starry sky. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of phoenix true fire, which instantly engulfed the sky-scorching demon emperor. At the same time, the tail of the phoenix streaked across the sky with blazing light. It traversed 30,000 miles like a blazing sword light and slashed toward the sky-burning demon emperor. If you were a pure-blooded fire phoenix, perhaps the true fire of the phoenix would pose a threat to me. However, you are but a mere mortal bird. How dare you offend me? The sky-burning demon emperor said coldly with an indifferent look in his eyes. He stood in the air as if he did not care about the true phoenix fire that filled the sky at all. Whoosh! The sky-burning demon emperor leaped into the air, then opened his mouth and inhaled. A boundless and mysterious power erupted out, as if he were trying to devour all of heaven and earth. The sky-burning demon emperor swallowed the boundless true phoenix fire. Crack! The sky-scorching demon emperor grabbed the blazing glow and clenched his fist, causing it to explode in the rift. Ryuumble. The heaven-devourer cauldron appeared behind the sky-burning demon emperor, looking like a huge, colorless vortex that was trying to consume him. The light around the old goat was blazing. The demon saint's inheritance above his head made him exude an ancient and mysterious majesty. Just as the heaven-devourer cauldron was about to devour the sky-burning demon emperor, he unleashed a fist strike behind him. Crack! Crimson lightning flashed, and mysterious magical symbols appeared as a terrifying fist strike slammed into the heaven-devourer cauldron. Boundless godlight exploded, transforming into something like an ocean. The heaven-devourer cauldron began to emit the sound of a huge bell, causing everyone's hearts to tremble. Then, it slammed into the sky-burning demon emperor. Boom! 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 The sky-burning demon emperor had a very serious expression on his face. The heaven-devourer cauldron was emanating a heaven-devouring, earth-devouring light that seemed capable of devouring the entire starry river. The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes burned with the desire to do battle, and he unleashed a series of terrifying fist strikes that slammed into the heaven-devourer cauldron. Eventually, the 3 flowers above the sky-burning demon emperor's head bloomed, and the 5 energies in his chest converged on his palm, transforming into an enormous 5-colored millstone that slammed into the heaven-devourer cauldron. Bam! Countless magical symbols exploded from the heaven-devourer cauldron, causing dazzling light to spread out in all directions. Many of the spectators felt as if they had been struck by lightning, injuring their divine souls and causing them to cough up mouthfuls of blood. Splat! The demon emperor's face drained of blood as the heaven-devourer cauldron was sent flying backward, blood oozing out of the corners of his mouth. The heaven-devourer cauldron was so powerful that the sky-burning demon emperor had no choice but to go all out. Not even the demon emperor was a match for the heaven-devourer cauldron. Kill him! Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the demon emperor roared, their battle intent surging, their eyes filled with murderous intent. They were on the verge of going insane. They knew that they had to go all out. If they didn't win, they would die. If the sky-burning demon emperor got the demon sage's legacy, then no one would be able to stop him. Uncle Second, what is the true form of the sky-burning demon emperor? Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the demon emperor together aren't a match for him. His battle prowess is probably on the level of a paragon, right? Zhao Ritian, who was watching from a distance, said with a hint of shock in his eyes. His true form hasn't leaked any aura, so I can't see through it. But it's probably not that god beast. Otherwise, it would be terrifying. Ritian, you go as well. If the sky-burning demon emperor gets the demon sage's legacy, then you won't stand a chance. Second uncle said slowly, his voice carrying a trace of bewilderment. Zhao Ritian's eyes lit up, and he eagerly said, all right. I don't like the sky-burning demon emperor either. Let's take him down a peg or two. Whoosh! At that moment, a boundless sword light came through the sky, as if it could cut through the river of time. It carried an eternal aura. Jian Wushuang, the eldest senior brother of the Sword God Pavilion, stepped through the air and looked at the sky-burning demon emperor with a monstrous battle intent. Chapter 652. Sky-scorching monster emperor, why don't you have a taste of my sword? Jian Wushuang said calmly. The sword light instantly pierced through the void and arrived before sky-scorching monster emperor. Jian Wushuang. Ha ha ha. Great. Sky-scorching monster emperor's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He welcomed Jian Wushuang's punch with a punch that shook the universe. Crack. The unparalleled fist light overwhelmed everything and crushed the sword light into pieces. However, Jian Wushuang's sword contained an endless fluctuation. Finally, a long and narrow blood mark appeared on sky-scorching monster emperor's palm with a flash of crimson light. Jian Wushuang's sword had finally injured sky-scorching monster emperor. You are indeed a pure sword cultivator. Since you are courting death, join them. Sky-scorching monster emperor said domineeringly with a sharp gaze. Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, and the old goat were already suffering under sky-scorching monster emperor's suppression. Jian Wushuang's participation instantly relieved some of their pressure. Sky-scorching monster emperor, take this. A cold voice exploded in the void, accompanied by a black saber light that cut across the void. The saber moved forward with an unparalleled sharpness like a surging sea. It was overbearing and evil as though it was a saber that was born to kill. As the saber fell, everything fell into silence. Li Jingming from Xiolua sect had made his move. Sky-scorching monster emperor, your grandpa Ritian is here. Kneel down and accept your death. Zhao Ritian was not to be outdone. He roared arrogantly and threw a punch at sky-scorching monster emperor. Rumble. Zhao Ritian's body was shining with dazzling light and exuded endless blazing flames. His punch was like a falling sun that pressed down on sky-scorching monster emperor. His holy body of the sun was completely unleashed. The starry sky was illuminated as though it was daytime. The sun and moon were shining above the void with peerless sharpness. Great, ha ha ha. Today, I will test my sword. Who else dares to challenge me? Come at me together. Sky-scorching monster emperor laughed and exuded lofty sentiments. He welcomed Li Jingming and Zhao Ritian's attacks with a punch. Rumble. The sky-scorching demon emperor's body glowed with a blinding light. His punch was like an immemorial ferocious beast striking the heavens. Not only did it completely nullify Li Jingming and Zhao Ritian's attacks, it even pulled them all over. The sky-scorching demon emperor fought against 6 peerless geniuses alone, shocking the world. The sky-burning demon emperor is actually this strong? Everyone seemed to be suffocating, their eyes filled with disbelief. A battle that shocked the world. Long Zhantian, Lin Hui, that weird old goat, Jian Wushuang, Li Jingming, and Zhao Ritian, these 6 peerless geniuses are no match for the sky-burning demon emperor. Is he really the master of destiny of the demon clan? Some people trembled and almost knelt down before the sky-burning demon emperor. Rumble. The firmament shook, and the 365 stars trembled at the same time. The sky-burning demon emperor was like an emperor of the demon race, possessing an unparalleled divine power. Each of his punches caused the heaven and earth to tremble. No matter what kind of attack it was shattered by his punch. The sky-burning demon emperor was a perfect example of the saying, strength can break all skills. Moreover, even the 6 peerless geniuses could not force the sky-burning demon emperor to reveal his true form. One should know that the true form of a demon clan expert was the most powerful. The sky-burning demon emperor was still in his human form, but he unleashed an unparalleled power, suppressing the 6 peerless geniuses. Rumble. In the blink of an eye, a few hundred moves had passed. This battle caused the sun and moon to dim, and the heaven and earth to tremble. If the 365 stars were not left behind by the demon saint to form the Zhou Tian star formation, they would have been destroyed in this battle. Everyone could see that although the 6 peerless geniuses were strong, they were no match for the sky-burning demon emperor. It was only a matter of time before they were defeated. On the other side, Ling Xiao, who was fighting with the Jade Corpse, also revealed a trace of incomparable shock in his eyes. The sky-burning demon emperor's combat strength was so incredible that he could defeat the 6 peerless geniuses and even gain the upper hand. Ling Xiao knew that even he did not have the strength to defeat the 6 peerless geniuses. If he were to fight the 6 of them, he would definitely lose. I have to break through to the emperor realm. Ling Xiao's eyes flickered with sharpness. Buzz! While Ling Xiao was distracted, Yen Luo, who was hiding in the void, finally seized the opportunity. A black sword radiance silently pierced towards Ling Xiao's chest. Puff! Blood splattered as Yama's sword penetrated Ling Xiao's chest. However, in the next moment, Yama froze. That was because he realized that Ling Xiao's arm was like a phantom, instantly grabbing his throat. It was so fast that he did not even have time to react. Stabbing me once in exchange for your life. You should feel honored. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Light spewed out from his hand, and a ball of true devouring fire spread out, crushing Yama's neck. At the same time, the flames burned fiercely, enveloping Yama's body. Rumble! The King Heaven Devourer cauldron flashed and devoured Yama's body. Of course, Ling Xiao had intentionally left this opening behind to bait Yama into taking the bait. The underworld pavilion had all sorts of bizarre assassination techniques that made them difficult to defend against. If Yama hadn't made a move, Ling Xiao wouldn't have been able to pinpoint his exact location. Therefore, Ling Xiao had intentionally left an opening for Yama, and at the same time, set a trap for him, then killed him with a lightning-quick strike. The price he had to pay was that Yama had stabbed him with his sword. That sword strike contained a cold, deathly energy that was rapidly devouring Ling Xiao's life force. However, with the help of the King Heaven Devourer cauldron, the deathly energy was quickly neutralized. Ling Xiao is injured. Kill him! The second Saint Sun roared. Immediately, many half-step supreme beings charged towards Ling Xiao at the same time, their eyes filled with blazing killing intent. Led by the second Holy Sun, there were a total of 12 half-paragons attacking Ling Xiao. They had extraordinary battle prowess, rich experience, and were all wily old foxes who knew how to seize opportunities. Roar! The jade corpse let out a loud roar, and its arms suddenly swooped down, lifting Ling Xiao up by the waist. Of course, Ling Xiao had been prepared for this. Using a secret teleportation technique, he left a clone behind while his true body teleported 3,000 meters away. Ruyuumble. Powerful divine abilities, quasi-paragon items, and secret treasures exploded, causing a tempest of godlight to engulf the clone Ling Xiao had left behind. The power of Ling Xiao's nascent divinity surged as he used the wordless heavenly sutra to suppress Yama's nascent divinity and extract the 12 boundless divine abilities from him. I finally have 108 boundless divine abilities. Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of incomparable excitement. To use 108 boundless divine abilities to create a Dharma idol was something that no one had ever done before. Chapter 653. Rumble. Ling Xiao split out 9 supreme divine abilities, which were instantly refined and suppressed by his primordial spirit. In Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness, his golden primordial spirit sat cross-legged in the void. The 108 supreme superpowers around him instantly gathered together and emitted boundless light. The vast power of law erupted like a terrifying storm of divine light, as if it was about to nurture an incomparably powerful creature. Rumble. Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness shone brightly as the 108 supreme superpowers intertwined. The divine light was vast, and the power of law filled the air as if it had gathered into an ocean. The so-called superpowers Dharma idol was the Dharma idol formed when a martial artist comprehended the heavenly Tao and the power of heaven and earth combined. Some Dharma idols were weapons, some were divine beasts, some were powerful creatures, and some were mountains, seas, and lakes. They were all different. Ling Xiao's body shone brightly as the divine chains of order intertwined. The entire galaxy began to tremble. What? The second saint and the rest of the half-supreme supremes trembled. What shocked them was not only that Ling Xiao had escaped their attack, but also that it was only a clone that they had destroyed. What shocked them even more was that Ling Xiao wanted to break through to the sovereign realm here. Wasn't the surging power of law a sign of forming a superpowers Dharma idol? Trying to break through in front of us is simply courting death. This is a good chance to kill him. We can't let him break through, or else we'll be finished. The second saint and the rest of the half-supreme elders' eyes were blazing with murderous intent as they charged toward Ling Xiao. Rumble. At this moment, a bright divine light suddenly erupted from Ling Xiao's body and swept out in all directions. The terrifying aura was like the descent of a supreme being, sweeping across the universe. The second saint and the rest of the half-supreme supremes trembled as they were pushed back by the unparalleled aura. Bang! 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 As if the heavens were beating, a strange drum sound vibrated, causing everyone to tremble. Their hearts were about to jump out, and their blood began to boil. Ling Xiao stood in the center of the galaxy, surrounded by endless starlight. The mysterious power of laws intertwined, making him look like a supreme god king. Behind Ling Xiao, a mysterious figure slowly walked out of the boundless deity sea and the sea of laws formed by the 108 supreme abhijnas. Is that Ling Xiao's Dharma idol? What kind of Dharma idol could have such terrifying power? Someone exclaimed, his eyes filled with shock as he stared at the center of the sea of laws. Rumble. The moment that figure appeared, the sky above the starry sky was suddenly filled with boundless heavenly might. Lightning filled the air, and a mysterious power descended, exuding an endless destructive power. The thick lightning radiance was like a mountain range. A sea of lightning gathered in the void above. A destructive force locked onto Ling Xiao, who was below. This is the heavenly tribulation. What kind of heaven-defying Dharma form did Ling Xiao condense? How did he trigger the heavenly tribulation? Someone exclaimed. His voice was trembling, and his eyes were filled with extreme shock. Noble realm cultivators cultivated Dharma idols, while monarch realm cultivators condensed Dharma idols. When some powerful geniuses condensed Dharma idols, there would be a phenomenon of heaven and earth. Auspicious chi would rise, and a mysterious scene of heaven and earth would appear. However, they had never heard of a Dharma form condensed by a cultivator actually triggering the heavenly tribulation. Did Ling Xiao commit too many sins and the heavenly Tao wanted to destroy him, or was the Dharma form he condensed too heaven-defying and the heavenly Tao was afraid of it? Of course, everyone was more inclined to the latter. The figure behind Ling Xiao slowly walked out and appeared in front of everyone. It was a white-robed, white-haired figure. He looked extraordinarily handsome, and his body was enveloped in a faint chaotic aura. His appearance was exactly the same as Ling Xiao's. The only difference was that the figure had a head of white hair, and his eyes were old and deep. He emitted an endless sense of vicissitudes, as if he was Ling Xiao after countless years. As soon as that figure appeared, the world instantly shook while a dignified, overbearing, and invincible aura swept through the heavens and the earth. There were 3,000 worlds revolving around the figure while countless fiend gods knelt down and worshipped him. It was like the scene of the birth and destruction of the universe had appeared in his gaze. Boundless time had changed, yet that figure had an eternal bearing. When they saw that figure, their entire bodies trembled while their soul core shook, and they couldn't help but have the urge to kneel down and worship him. That figure was the emperor of the world, the embodiment of the laws, the controller of the heaven Tao. Perhaps he could be called the celestial emperor. Ling Xiao's Dharma form, the celestial emperor. Rumble. After that figure appeared, the heavens seemed to have been completely infuriated. Lightning that was thick like a mountain range descended from the sky, and a boundless ocean of lightning covered the sky with the intention of destroying Ling Xiao's Dharma form. The heavenly tribulation. I never expected that I would actually be able to summon the heavenly tribulation by condensing the Dharma form. But even if it's the heavenly tribulation, can it do anything to me? Ling Xiao raised his head and grinned, and a trace of an unrestrained smile appeared on the corners of his mouth. Rumble. The sky was filled with thunderbolts. Ling Xiao instantly soared into the sky and punched out. The blazing fist aura exploded and directly shattered a thick thunderbolt. Then, he opened his mouth, causing the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to shine with dazzling light as it devoured the lightning and began to refine it. Rumble. Ling Xiao's Dharma form opened its eyes and looked up into the sky, its gaze seemingly capable of opening the heavens. Instantly, the boundless heavenly tribulation lightning began to boil. The terrifying lightning enveloped the entire star. The second saint and the many half-step supremes who were closest to Ling Xiao were instantly implicated. The tribulation lightning contained boundless god power that caused even the half-paragon's scalps to tingle with the sensation of deadly crisis. Although the half-paragons were on the periphery, they were still hit by the lightning, and were sent tumbling backward, coughing up mouthfuls of blood. "Refine it for me," Ling Xiao shouted, causing the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to grow until it was fully 30,000 meters tall, surrounded by dazzling light and a terrifying vortex that began to devour the tribulation lightning. The tribulation lightning was the purest form of power, and as soon as it was absorbed by the King Heaven Devourer cauldron, Ling Xiao's cultivation base began to advance by leaps and bounds. First Division Monarch Realm. Second Division Monarch Realm. Third Division Monarch Realm. Ling Xiao had been suppressing his cultivation base all this time, but now that his Dharma form was complete, he could draw on the power of the tribulation lightning to push his cultivation base forward. Rumble. The Tao of Heaven was completely enraged, and the Sea of Lightning couldn't do anything to Ling Xiao. Suddenly, a black bolt of tribulation lightning appeared, pulsing with boundless destructive power as it shot toward Ling Xiao. Crack. Chapter 654. Rumble. The terrifying lightning tribulation descended from the sky with boundless divine might. It seemed like it was going to destroy the world. Ling Xiao sat cross-legged at the center of the galaxy, controlling the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to refine the energy of the lightning tribulation. His cultivation was advancing by leaps and bounds. The mysterious celestial Emperor Dharma idol stood towering above the galaxy, emanating a dignified and mysterious aura. Ling Xiao is truly a monster. He's refining the lightning tribulation to improve his cultivation. He's simply heaven-defying. That's right. This is a heavenly tribulation. Who wouldn't be careful when overcoming a tribulation? Could it be that Ling Xiao wants to break through to the half-step exalt realm in one go? If that's the case, then he might really have the strength to fight the heaven-scorching demon emperor. I don't think so. The heaven-scorching demon emperor has overcome the tribulation of 4 symbols. Ling Xiao's cultivation is still too weak. The demon saint's inheritance will definitely fall to the heaven-scorching demon emperor. Many experts were discussing animatedly. Their eyes were filled with incomparable shock. Refining the lightning tribulation and improving one's cultivation within it was simply on the verge of overturning their understanding. The celestial emperor's Dharma form on Ling Xiao's body caused them to tremble in awe and tremble all over. They couldn't imagine how terrifying it would be once the celestial emperor Dharma idol erupted with power. Bang! Ling Xiao's cultivation had risen to the 4th level of the monarch realm, and it was still rising. No, we can't allow him to continue like this. Otherwise, we'll all die once he overcomes the tribulation. There was a trace of extreme terror in the second Holy Sun's eyes as he spoke to the other half-step demon exalts. Everyone, activate your supreme secret treasures and interfere with Ling Xiao's breakthrough. We must bury him beneath the lightning tribulation. A black-robed old man from the Star Palace spoke gloomily. That's right. Kill him. The second Holy Sun and the others were decisive people. Their eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Rumble. A 5-colored ancient cauldron flew through the sky and smashed towards Ling Xiao. This was a broken supreme weapon. 5-colored flames poured out of the ancient cauldron, and it was triggered by someone, causing it to explode. Dazzling ancient swords, sabers, spears, whips. Countless powerful divine weapons were thrown over by the many experts. Furthermore, they did not hesitate to damage their own souls to detonate the power of these divine weapons. Rumble. Countless secret treasures exploded. The second saint and the half-step supremes had all gone all out, taking out almost all of their powerful treasures. Around Ling Xiao, the light was blazing. Beams of destructive divine light spread out and drowned Ling Xiao in an instant. Furthermore, everyone's interference had caused some changes to the lightning tribulation. In the sky above, the sea of lightning was overturned. Bolts of golden lightning actually took the shape of a human, emitting an unparalleled murderous aura as they struck down at Ling Tian. Those human-shaped lightning bolts were ancient and mysterious, as if they were transformed from ancient gods. They still had a complete battle consciousness, and they charged toward Ling Xiao fiercely. Rumble. Ling Xiao's eyes suddenly opened, and a dazzling light pierced through the sky. He punched out, and the dragon's might filled the air. The human-shaped lightning was directly destroyed by Ling Xiao. The Heaven Devourer cauldron shone brightly, and began to wantonly devour the power of the lightning tribulation. Since you're so eager to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Ling Xiao's gaze fell on the second holy sun and the others, and his killing intent was biting cold. Whoosh! Ling Xiao soared through the sky, bathed in dazzling lightning, and charged toward the second holy sun and the others. Not good, this kid is courting death. The second holy sun and the half-step supreme's expressions changed drastically, and their eyes were filled with incomparable fear. The lightning tribulation in the void above actually followed Ling Xiao, pouring down from the sky. The terrifying power of the lightning tribulation contained unparalleled destructive power, and each of them trembled from head to toe. Crack! Ling Xiao punched out, and golden lightning flashed. The second holy sun's jade corpse's chest caved in from Ling Xiao's punch, and it was sent flying back. Boom! A few half-step supremes struggled to withstand the lightning tribulation, and when Ling Xiao's foot landed, they did not even have the slightest strength to resist, and were trampled into meat paste. Rumble. Ling Xiao bathed in the lightning tribulation, and chased after the second holy sun and the rest of the half-step supremes. This was simply a massacre. Under the lightning tribulation, some of the 12 half-step supremes were severely injured, and in the end, died in the hands of Ling Xiao. Some were even directly killed by the lightning tribulation. Bang! The jade corpse pounced toward Ling Xiao again, and killing intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. He executed the great soul destruction art, and a black soul destruction needle was struck between the eyebrows of the jade corpse. Rumble. A terrifying soul destruction force exploded, and the jade corpse roared into the sky. The second holy sun's primordial spirit in the jade corpse instantly suffered a great backlash. Puff! The second holy sun suddenly spurted out a mouthful of blood, and his eyes were filled with incomparable fear. He immediately fled in the direction of the sky-scorching demon emperor. Sky-scorching demon emperor, save me! The second holy sun screamed at the top of his lungs. He was incomparably terrified, and he felt the threat of death. Even the sky-scorching demon emperor can't save you. A cold light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes, and he threw a punch toward the second holy sun. Crack! The sky shook, and the surrounding void seemed to have been shattered by the punch. The second holy sun's body exploded into a bloody mist in the void, and not even his bones were left. Ling Xiao, you're courting death. The sky-scorching demon emperor's furious voice resounded, and his eyes were filled with monstrous killing intent. Ling Xiao condensed the heavenly emperor's celestial body, and attracted the lightning tribulation, and the commotion was too shocking. How could the sky-scorching demon emperor not sense it? However, he did not expect Ling Xiao to be daring enough to bathe in the lightning tribulation, and kill the second holy sun and the rest when he was undergoing the tribulation. The sky-scorching demon emperor felt that his dignity was being challenged. The one courting death is not me, but you. Sky-scorching demon emperor, fight with me. Ha ha ha. Ling Xiao laughed, and his eyes were filled with monstrous battle intent. Rumble. Ling Xiao soared into the sky while dragon pressure suffused his body, and then he smashed his fist towards the ocean of lightning tribulation in the sky. Crack! A terrifying glow erupted from his fist and swept through the world. Large expanses of space were shattered, and the ocean of lightning tribulation in the sky had actually been blasted into pieces by Ling Xiao's fist. Swoosh! Ling Xiao swallowed, and all the lightning tribulation that covered the sky were swallowed into his stomach like a whale swallowing an ocean. His cultivation rose swiftly as well. The 6th level of the monarch realm. The 7th level of the monarch realm. The 8th level of the monarch realm. The 9th level of the monarch realm. Ling Xiao's cultivation rose all the way to the peak of the 9th level of the monarch realm after he absorbed the tribulation lightning. Chapter 655. In such a short period of time, Ling Xiao had condensed a Dharma idol, and his cultivation had skyrocketed all the way to the peak of the 9th level of the monarch realm. At this moment, Ling Xiao's entire body was covered in a golden glow while the energy of the laws intertwined. The celestial emperor Dharma idol behind him suppressed the chaos and coiled around 3,000 worlds. It was like a supreme emperor who had created the world and suppressed the ages, and it emanated an aura that made all living beings revere and submit to it. Ling Xiao's accumulated strength had erupted, and his cultivation had skyrocketed once more. His strength had risen by more than 10 times. At this moment, Ling Xiao finally had the ability to face the heaven-scorching demon emperor head-on. Rumble. At the same time, the heaven-scorching demon emperor's body glowed brightly with strands of pure gold divine light. He slapped down with his palm, and endless energy of the laws converged as if the entire world had merged into his palm. The 6 geniuses who were already at the end of their rope instantly shook and spat out a mouthful of blood. Their auras instantly became extremely weak. He'd defeated 6 geniuses with a single palm strike. The heaven-scorching demon emperor stood at the peak of the sky. His golden armor glowed resplendently, and his red hair fluttered like blazing flames. His eyes were bright and dazzling, and they were filled with peerless battle intent. You're qualified to fight me, but the outcome won't be any different. You'll lose this battle, and the demon saint's inheritance will belong to me. The heaven-scorching demon emperor looked indifferently at Ling Xiao with a trace of surprise in his eyes. I've never been defeated. Not in the past, and not in the future. Ling Xiao replied with a faint smile. These few short words revealed an incomparably strong self-confidence. I've never been defeated. Even you, the heaven-scorching demon emperor, aren't qualified to defeat me. How arrogant. Then let's see if your strength is as great as your mouth. The heaven-scorching demon emperor spoke indifferently. He instantly attacked. Boom! The surrounding space shook as a desolate, ancient, dignified, and mysterious aura erupted from the heaven-scorching demon emperor. It was like a primordial divine beast had awakened, and it emanated an unparalleled aura. The heaven-scorching demon emperor punched towards Ling Xiao. His fist was peerless, and it contained a force that caused the world to tremble. Ling Xiao noticed that the heaven-scorching demon emperor's fist was surrounded by the mysterious energy of the laws. It seemed to have faint crimson scales that contained a vast and terrifying force. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes flickered as he activated the heavenly dragon's constitution and threw a punch at the sky-burning demon emperor. Crack! The sky was split open in an instant. Boundless spatial turbulence filled the air. Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor's fists collided. A muffled sound was heard, like the beating of a drum. Blazing light filled the air. Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor flew back at the same time and stood in the starry sky. Ling Xiao's arm felt slightly numb, and his gaze turned serious. The sky-burning demon emperor was just as he had imagined. He was a pure-blooded divine beast with an extremely powerful physical body. He was not any weaker than Ling Xiao, who had cultivated the body of the heavenly dragon. On top of that, the sky-scorching beast dominator had even overcome the tribulation of the 4 symbols, allowing him to merge with Zhou Tian. His flesh might even be stronger than Ling Xiao's. To be able to cultivate such a powerful physical body as a human, your talent is indeed not bad. But your mistake is that you shouldn't have made me your enemy. The sky-burning demon emperor said indifferently. With a flash of his figure, he came across the sky like a crimson bolt of lightning. In an instant, he threw over 100 punches at Ling Xiao. Boom! 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 Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor collided rapidly in the void. Their figures crisscrossed like two bolts of lightning. They were extremely fast. The crowd could only hear a series of muffled sounds that shook the sky. The stars in the surroundings trembled violently, spewing out endless starlight. Ling Xiao's physical body is actually comparable to the sky-burning demon emperor's. He's indeed a demon. Someone exclaimed in shock. His eyes were filled with shock. Who was the sky-burning demon emperor? The #1 genius of the heavenly demon palace, who had made a name for himself in the war god continent 20 years ago. It could be said that the sky-burning demon emperor was not a genius of the same generation as Li Jingming, Jian Wushuang, and Ling Xiao, but a genius expert of the previous generation. No one knew what the original form of the sky-burning demon emperor was, but everyone knew that the sky-burning demon emperor was a pure-blooded divine beast with extraordinary talent. In the entire demon clan, only the 9th prince of the Crystal Palace, Long Outyen, could be compared to him. However, Long Outyen was too young and had not grown up. The sky-burning demon emperor could be said to be the #1 genius of the entire demon clan. The physical body of the demon clan was already the best in the world. It was difficult for the human clan to beat the demon clan in physical body, let alone a pure-blooded divine beast. Therefore, the fact that Ling Xiao could compete with the sky-burning demon emperor in physical body shocked many experts of the demon clan. My cousin Ling Xiao's innate talent is truly abnormal. However, the bloodline power in his body has not been activated. How could he cultivate such a pure heavenly dragon military body? Long Zhantian smiled bitterly and there was a trace of doubt in his eyes. Ling Xiao is a bastard. He stole my limelight again. Zhao Ritian gritted his teeth and said gloomily. He originally wanted to amaze the world with his holy body of the sun. However, he did not expect the sky-burning demon emperor to be so terrifying. Even with the power of the 6 supreme talents, they were still no match for the sky-burning demon emperor. Ling Xiao's terrifying combat strength made Zhao Ritian fearful and helpless. What's a little limelight? Don't worry about it. If Ling Xiao can defeat the sky-burning demon emperor, he will have helped you. At that time, the demon saint's inheritance will be yours. No one will fight with you for it. The second uncle comforted him. Alright. When I get the demon saint's inheritance, I will let Ling Xiao know how powerful I am. Zhao Ritian nodded and said. When Jian Wushuang and Li Jingming saw the battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor, there was a trace of strong fighting spirit in their eyes. One of them was a sword maniac and the other was a battle maniac. When they saw such strong opponents like Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor, they were naturally excited and secretly wanted to find a chance to fight with Ling Xiao. Boom! In the starry sky, the fluctuations of the battle were extremely violent. The battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor was purely a physical fight. Fist to fist, fierce fighting. Monstrous chi and blood filled the void, causing people to be shaken. Boom! There was a burst of divine light. It was like a sun had exploded, causing endless light and heat. The sky-scorching demon emperor stepped into the void. With every step he took, the aura around him grew stronger. He took 9 steps in a row, causing the void to tremble. Dense purple clouds shrouded the sky as he stomped towards Ling Xiao. Chapter 656. Swoosh. Ling Xiao performed a teleportation secret technique at an extremely fast speed. He appeared behind the sky-scorching demon emperor like a phantom and threw a punch at the back of the sky-scorching demon emperor's head. The sky-scorching demon emperor blocked the attack with his hand as if he had eyes on his back. The void trembled as blazing runes exploded. The sky-scorching demon emperor turned his palm into a claw and grabbed at Ling Xiao's arm. At the same time, he formed an invincible fist seal with his other hand and threw it at Ling Xiao's chest. Bang! Ling Xiao dodged the sky-scorching demon emperor's claw like a loach. Dazzling runes gushed out from his palm as he slashed at the sky-scorching demon emperor's arm. Clang! The sky-scorching demon emperor's arm was as tough as metal. Dazzling sparks burst out from the slash and a powerful force struck at Ling Xiao's body. Buzz! Ling Xiao performed the sky-devouring secret technique and refined the strange force in an instant. The battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-scorching demon emperor was extremely fast. Both of them attacked at the same time and unleashed powerful attacks. Boom! 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 This was a clash between two invincible bodies. Ling Xiao's blood and qi surged as golden rays shot into the sky with a faint dragon's might. The sky-scorching demon emperor also had a powerful aura that did not belong to the dragon's might. He was on par with Ling Xiao as they fought fiercely. The sky-scorching demon emperor was the first person who was stronger than Ling Xiao in terms of physical strength since he was reborn. Furthermore, Ling Xiao could sense a strong threat from the sky-scorching demon emperor. This was an extremely powerful opponent. In the battle with the sky-scorching demon emperor, the heavenly dragon body was fully unleashed. Together with the power of the sky-devouring secret technique, the terrifying force unleashed by the sky-scorching demon emperor was refined by the sky-devouring secret technique. Ling Xiao became more courageous as the battle went on. The battle intent in his eyes was extremely strong. However, the sky-scorching demon emperor was a little anxious. His heart was not calm at all. Normally, even an expert of the same cultivation level as him would be severely injured if not killed by his punch. The sky-scorching demon emperor found it unbelievable that Ling Xiao, a human, possessed such a terrifying physical strength. Boom! The sky-scorching demon emperor's body glowed brightly as a mysterious aura spread out. Purple clouds rose from beneath his feet as he took a step forward. It was as though he had pierced through the void as he charged toward Ling Xiao. Within this fist, endless runes filled the air, as if countless monster beasts were prostrating themselves in worship. He was like a monarch of the monster race, suppressing the world. A fist soared through the sky, and an endless amount of blazing suns rose, wanting to turn this starry world into a vast sea of fire. This is the Great Sun Demon Emperor Fist. It is said that it is the supreme killing technique created by the heaven-burning demon emperor himself. Terrifying indeed. Someone exclaimed as he recognized the origin of the fist technique used by the sky-burning demon emperor. The Great Sun Demon Emperor Fist used the Great Sun True Fire as its foundation and absorbed the true intent of the ancient demon race. It was invincible and could crush everything. Chirp! A sharp cry of a phoenix resounded through the sky. Ling Xiao soared through the sky to attack. Raging flames rose around his body. A lifelike fire phoenix soared through the sky. Rumble! The fire phoenix soared through the sky, and endless flames rose. It collided with the Great Sun Demon Emperor Fist, causing the world to tremble. Ling Xiao seemed to have transformed into a fire phoenix, and he soared through the sky to attack the sky-burning demon emperor. Rumble! The sky-burning demon emperor's body was unfathomable, and a vast and terrifying power erupted. With a punch, he smashed the fire phoenix into pieces. Great Sun Demon Emperor Fist, Annihilation. The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes were filled with murderous intent. As he threw out a punch, a faint fluctuation was emitted from the fist radiance, as if the laws of heaven and earth were being stirred. It was an invisible force that spread toward Ling Xiao, as if it was going to turn everything into dust. Ling Xiao felt a sense of danger, and he retreated without hesitation. Powerful dragon aura filled his body, and he held the heavenly dragon seal with his left hand and the fire phoenix fist with his right hand. At the same time, he executed the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the secret skill of the true phoenix and threw them forward. Crack! The fist radiance was instantly annihilated, and the faint fluctuation contained a terrifying force that blasted Ling Xiao's body. Ling Xiao's body shook as if he had been struck by lightning. His face turned pale, and a trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. The power of vibrations? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed sharply. Although the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron had quickly refined the fluctuations, he was still injured. Ling Xiao continued to use the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the secret skill of the true phoenix to attack the sky-burning demon emperor. He still remembered that when he killed Di Lin, the dragon and phoenix auspicious, the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the secret skill of the true phoenix merged in a strange state, and unleashed a terrifying power. Ling Xiao wanted to enter that state again, and then unleash a sure-kill attack. Is Ling Xiao going to lose? When the crowd saw that Ling Xiao was finally injured, their eyes immediately revealed a trace of shock. If Ling Xiao was defeated by the sky-burning demon emperor, then the demon sage's legacy would really fall into the hands of the sky-burning demon emperor. To Lin Hui, Long Zhantian, and the others, that was definitely not a good thing. The sky-burning demon emperor was very ambitious, and if he got the demon sage's legacy, he would be like a tiger that had grown wings. When that happened, it would be even harder to keep him in check. Don't worry. Ling Xiao is very lucky. The sky-burning demon emperor might be strong, but he's definitely not a match for Ling Xiao. The old goat said with a smile. He had a lot of faith in Ling Xiao. Demon Emperor grandson, sky-burning demon emperor. The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes flashed with a sharp light. As he shouted, a red flame rose up in the void. In an instant, it shone brightly. The flame was burning fiercely, as if it was the power of the intertwining of the power of law. Instantly, it spread towards the sky. Rumble. Ling Xiao shot up into the air like a bolt of golden lightning, dodging the flames. At the same time, the Heaven Devourer cauldron began to spin rapidly, unleashing a devouring power that devoured the flames. Rumble. After the Heaven Devourer cauldron devoured the flames, Ling Xiao's palm erupted with Heaven Devourer fire, which he shot back at the sky-burning demon emperor. It's impolite not to reciprocate. Have a taste of my Heaven Devourer fire. Ling Xiao said coldly. Rip. The sky-burning demon emperor's eyes flickered with cold light, as if he didn't care at all. Light flashed beneath his feet, and a halo of light spread out, reducing the Heaven Devourer fire to nothing. Roar! Chirp! The cry of a dragon echoed out, and the cry of a phoenix filled the air. Ling Xiao's eyes glittered, and his will to fight surged. In the blink of an eye, he was back in that state where the secret magic of the dragon and the phoenix were fused. Ling Xiao soared into the sky. The light around him was dazzling, turning into a huge vortex. Endless starlight was swallowed up. Behind him, the fire phoenix and the sky dragon rose into the air, slowly intertwining. An incomparably mysterious power gathered on Ling Xiao's fist. Die! Ling Xiao shouted, his eyes blazing with killing intent as he punched out toward the sky-burning demon emperor. Chapter 657. This was the auspicious dragon and phoenix, a supreme killing secret skill. Ling Xiao had comprehended the power of the combination of the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the secret skill of the true phoenix by chance. This power had surpassed the superpower of the martial way and was close to the heavenly law. Rumble. The void shook violently as the terrifying destructive power shrouded the sky-burning demon emperor. The sky-burning demon emperor's expression changed drastically as he felt a fatal danger shrouding his heart. He simply could not understand how Ling Xiao was able to unleash such a terrifying power. In an instant, he felt a great sense of threat. Great Sun Demon Emperor Fist, break! The sky-burning demon emperor roared as he punched out with both fists. A vast and blazing light rose as if it was going to break the world. Boom! However, the power was too strong. The sky-burning demon emperor was instantly wrapped up by it. A mysterious vibration power surged as if it was going to turn him into dust. Roar! The sky-scorching demon emperor let out an ancient and terrifying roar. Boundless blood qi gushed out from his body as flames spread out. Divine chains of order crisscrossed the heavens and the earth, trying to break free from this destructive power. Everyone saw the dazzling light in front of them. Suddenly, a huge creature appeared in the endless destructive power, exuding a monstrous flame aura. It was a huge ferocious beast that was shrouded in monstrous flames. Its crimson scales shone brightly. It had the head of a lion, the horns of a deer, the eyes of a tiger, the body of a moose, the scales of a dragon, and the tail of an ox. Its crimson eyes were like the crimson moon as they exuded endless murderous intent and killing intent. However, it now looked extremely miserable. Most of the scales on its body were broken, and there were faint traces of golden blood. One of the two horns on its head was broken, and there was a bloody scar on its face. It looked extremely ferocious. It stood in the middle of the galaxy as it exuded a desolate, ancient, mysterious and terrifying aura. It was like an archaean ferocious beast that had just woken up, causing everyone to tremble. That's a fire Qilin. Someone exclaimed as his eyes were filled with disbelief. Even his voice was trembling. The original form of the sky-burning demon emperor is a fire Qilin? A real pure-blooded divine beast? Gosh, that's incredible. Everyone's body trembled, setting off huge waves that reached the sky. They did not expect the sky-scorching demon emperor's true form to be the ancient divine beast fire Qilin. The Qilin race was an ancient overlord that wasn't any weaker than dragons and phoenixes. They could fight against true dragons and true phoenixes. They could incinerate the heavens and destroy the earth. Their might was unparalleled. No wonder the sky-burning demon emperor's combat strength was so terrifying. If a pure-blooded divine beast did not have such shocking combat strength, would it still be considered a pure-blooded divine beast? What was even more shocking was that Ling Xiao had forced the sky-burning demon emperor to reveal his true body. What kind of power was that dragon phoenix combat technique? Ling Xiao was merely a human, so how could he know the supreme divine abilities of the dragon clan and the phoenix clan? Everyone had too many questions in their hearts, but after seeing the fire Qilin, all that was left in their hearts was shock. Perhaps the fire Qilin was one of the few remaining divine beasts in this world. If the fire Qilin and the true dragon of the Eastern Sea were to meet, who would be the true king? Ling Xiao, you should be proud of yourself for being able to force me to reveal my true body. But now, you can go to hell. The fire Qilin spoke in human language and exuded a violent aura. Its blood-red eyes stared at Ling Xiao, filled with cold murderous intent. The dragon phoenix combat technique had severely injured the sky-burning demon emperor. If it weren't for the fact that he was a pure-blooded fire Qilin and had survived the tribulation of the four symbols, he might have been killed by Ling Xiao's attack. Your true body is indeed a pure-blooded fire Qilin. You look very majestic. Why don't you be my mount? I'll spare your life. Ling Xiao's eyes lit up and he smiled faintly. You're courting death. The fire Qilin was enraged. Its blood-red eyes were filled with murderous intent. It suddenly spat out a red flame that flew across the sky toward Ling Xiao. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with sharpness. The pure-blooded fire Qilin was an ancient divine beast. Not only did he not feel afraid, but he was also filled with fighting spirit. Rumble! Ling Xiao unleashed a fist strike, drawing on the Heaven Devourer cauldron. The Heaven Devourer cauldron shone with godlight of the four symbols, and the power of the five phases returned to heaven and earth. At the same time, the projection of the 6 paths of reincarnation appeared behind him. With the power of heaven and earth, Ling Xiao's fist glowed with shocking light as he and the sky-burning demon emperor engaged in a fierce battle. The two of them were fighting with all their might, each blow causing the dome of heaven to tremble and the stars to sway. Bam! 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 The battlefield between Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor had already reached the center of the galaxy. Endless flames were rising there, and the divine beast's aura was unparalleled. Ling Xiao could be said to have used all his divine abilities. 108 supreme divine abilities and 4 peerless secret techniques were all unleashed. The fire Qilin had mastered the fire Qilin's secret magics, and its fists were surrounded by mysterious magical symbols that pulsed with impenetrable power. The battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor was very difficult. In the blink of an eye, over 1,000 blows had passed. Both Ling Xiao and the fire Qilin were injured, but the battle was still undecided. Ling Xiao's chest was hit by the fire Qilin fist, and his internal organs were injured. His body was almost at its limit. The fire Qilin was in a sorry state as well. The fire Qilin armor on his body was shattered by Ling Xiao's unparalleled fists, and golden blood flowed out, bathing him in golden flames. Both of them are geniuses of the age. Someone exclaimed. His eyes were filled with incomparable shock. The so-called Gaochen star, Lin Hui, Jian Wushuang, and even Li Jingming and Long Zhantian were overshadowed by Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor. It wasn't that they were too weak, but Ling Xiao and the sky-burning demon emperor were too strong. Especially Ling Xiao. Even if he was a monstrous genius and had condensed a heaven-defying divine ability, he was only at the peak of the 9th level of the monarch realm, but he was able to fight the sky-burning demon emperor to a draw. The true form of the sky-burning demon emperor was the ancient divine beast, the fire Qilin. The shocking aura that the fire Qilin emitted caused many experts of the demon clan to tremble, and they couldn't bring themselves to fight back. Brother Long, do you think Ling Xiao can win? Li Jingming asked slowly as he watched the battle in the distance. It's hard to say. Long Zhantian laughed bitterly and shook his head. His cousin Ling Xiao had surprised him time and time again. Even he felt that such peerless talent was unbelievable. The sky-burning demon emperor wasn't just a fire Qilin, he'd even overcome the four symbols tribulation. So, no one could predict the outcome of this battle. Ling Xiao will win. Moreover, the outcome will be out soon. The old goat was extremely confident in Ling Xiao, and a bright light flashed through his eyes as he spoke slowly. Bang! Ling Xiao and the fire Qilin collided once more, and the heavens and the earth shook as divine light burst out. Chapter 658. Let's decide the outcome with one blow. If you win, the demon saint's inheritance will be yours. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he looked at the fire Qilin. Okay. The fire Qilin's eyes were also filled with a shocking battle intent. After fighting with Ling Xiao to this extent, he even developed a kind of respect for Ling Xiao in his heart. As a human, he was able to fight with him for such a long time. Such an opponent made the fire Qilin unable to bear any hatred. Rumble. Ling Xiao closed his eyes slightly, and his body exuded a terrifying aura that could devour the world and sweep away everything in its path. Behind him, chaotic qi rose, and the ancient celestial emperor Dharma idol stepped forward. Its eyes shone with the light of opening the heavens. Its white hair and white clothes covered the galaxy, and its body was surrounded by 3,000 worlds. It gave off an aura that suppressed the chaos and was eternal. Ling Xiao slowly raised his hand, and the celestial emperor Dharma idol also raised its hand. Kacha! The aura around Ling Xiao's body rose to the peak, and then he threw out a punch. The celestial emperor Dharma idol's hand seemed to merge with him, turning into a blazing fist aura that instantly lit up the entire galaxy. This punch was eternal, as if it was going to recreate the chaos and reopen the world. The heaven-scorching demon emperor's eyes flashed, and he suddenly roared, Qilin opens the heavens, all transformations are eternal. A huge Qilin claw slammed towards Ling Xiao, rumbling through the void, containing endless power of laws and runes. This was the strongest remarkable ability that the heaven-scorching demon emperor had comprehended from his bloodline. It activated all of his essence blood, Genesis Qi, and spirit power. Rumble. The sky instantly exploded, and the surrounding 365 stars seemed to be unable to withstand such power. Hundreds of millions of divine light pillars instantly rose, circling around each other, and turned into a huge formation space that enveloped Ling Xiao and the fire Qilin. However, even with the envelopment of the formation, the destructive light and ripples still made everyone tremble. Their eyes were filled with extreme fear. Who won? Everyone's eyes widened, eager to see the result of this battle. Boom! Endless light scattered, and chaotic qi lingered, and Ling Xiao's figure appeared in front of everyone. At this moment, Ling Xiao's black hair fluttered in the wind, and his white robes were whiter than snow. He was still in a punching posture, and the sharpness in his eyes seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. As for the sky-burning demon emperor, a huge bloody hole appeared on the chest of the giant fire Qilin. Blood gushed out from all over his body. His eyes were filled with disbelief as he fell to the ground with a loud bang. The sky-scorching demon emperor's aura became extremely weak. Even he did not expect Ling Zhao's last punch to be so terrifying after combining the power of the Dharma idol. His Qilin's secret technique was actually broken apart directly, causing his physical body to also suffer heavy injuries. You lost. Ling Zhao looked at the sky-scorching demon emperor and said slowly. Ha ha ha. I lost, I really lost. Ling Zhao, you're very strong. With a flash of light, the giant fire Qilin turned back into the sky-burning demon emperor. He glanced at Ling Zhao, then burst out laughing. I've lost. I'll give up on the demonic sage's inheritance. However, Ling Zhao, I'll defeat you sooner or later. This is just the beginning, and it's far from the end. I hope that when I become a supreme being, you won't still be a half-step supreme being. Otherwise, it'll be very boring. The sky-scorching demon emperor did not fly into a rage like Ling Zhao had imagined. Instead, he chose to give up and spoke to Ling Zhao in a serious manner. His eyes were filled with a fanatical fighting spirit, and Ling Zhao was secretly shocked by his state of mind. The sky-scorching demon emperor was indeed a formidable opponent. He was not discouraged by his defeat, and he was courageous after being humiliated. After this defeat, the sky-scorching demon emperor might be able to reach the bottleneck of the supreme being level faster. Alright, I'll wait for you. Ling Zhao took a deep look at the sky-scorching demon emperor and said flatly. It was not that he had not thought of killing the sky-scorching demon emperor while he was seriously injured. However, although the sky-scorching demon emperor was seriously injured, he still had the strength to fight. Furthermore, as a divine beast, the fire Qilin might be able to perish together with Ling Zhao if he was forced into a corner. More importantly, Ling Zhao realized that he was starting to admire the sky-scorching demon emperor. It was a feeling of appreciation as an opponent. The love rival of his father did not seem to be as unbearable as the rumors made him out to be. Buzz! The golden divine sun above the sky-scorching demon emperor's head flashed and flew toward Ling Zhao. The sky-scorching demon emperor had given up on the demonic saint's inheritance. From now on, he would have nothing to do with the demonic saint's inheritance. The sky-scorching demon emperor's eyes revealed a trace of reluctance, but it quickly turned into a determined look. When the experts of the demonic clan saw the golden divine sun, their eyes revealed a trace of passion. This was the demonic saint's inheritance. Obtaining the demonic saint's inheritance would not only bring about great fortune, but also make one the lord of the demonic clan. However, no one dared to step forward to snatch it. Even the sky-scorching demon emperor had been defeated by Ling Zhao. If they went forward to snatch it now, it would be tantamount to suicide. Ling Zhao, I'll remember you. The sky-scorching demon emperor took a deep look at Ling Zhao and left without hesitation. He was teleported out of the myriad demons' palace by the Zhou Tian star array. Lin Hui and Long Zhantian looked at the golden divine sun in Ling Zhao's palm with a trace of anticipation in their eyes. Big cousin, trust me. The demonic saint's inheritance belongs to the old goat. He has a close relationship with the demonic saint. Ling Zhao transmitted his voice to Long Zhantian. Long Zhantian was slightly stunned. Ling Zhao was going to fight for the demonic saint's inheritance for the old goat? However, he was magnanimous by nature. This time, he was going to stop the sky-scorching demon emperor from obtaining the demonic saint's inheritance. Since Ling Zhao said that the demonic saint's inheritance should belong to the old goat, he was not angry. The old goat had already run to Ling Zhao excitedly. He took the golden divine sun and merged it with the top of his head in an instant. The demonic saint's inheritance in the old goat had reached a shocking 218. Brother, I'll give you my demonic saint's inheritance. Long Zhantian smiled and gave the demonic saint's inheritance to the old goat without any reluctance. Ling Xiao's heart was filled with admiration. This cheap big cousin was a kind person. He could not let him suffer any losses. It seemed that he had to take good care of him. Finally, Ling Xiao and the old goat's eyes fell on Lin Hui. Lin Hui's face turned pale and green. He was struggling. He naturally did not want to hand over the demonic saint's inheritance. However, Ling Xiao and the old goat were staring at him. If he did not hand it over, he would be humiliating himself. The demonic saint's inheritance. I give it up. Chapter 659. Many thanks. The old goat chuckled. In an instant, all 365 demonic saints' inheritances gathered together. The top of the old goat's head shone brightly as boundless divine light surged. In the end, it turned into an ancient black door that seemed to lead to an unknown world. Everyone's body trembled. Perhaps behind that door was the true demonic sage's inheritance. Just as the old goat gathered the 365 demon saints' inheritances, a light flashed in the void and the white-haired elder Sky appeared in front of everyone. When he saw the ancient door above the old goat's head, he was slightly startled. He seemed to be a little surprised and a little conflicted. In the end, it all turned into a deep sigh. When the old goat saw Elder Sky, his body suddenly trembled. His eyes revealed a trace of incomparable excitement. He opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but nothing came out. Everyone, the final inheritor of the demon saint's inheritance has been decided. You can all leave now. This world is far from being as peaceful as you think. I hope that the people of the demon race can work together and raise our cultivation as quickly as possible. Perhaps the day of the great calamity is not far away. Elder Sky slowly glanced at everyone with a hint of compassion in his eyes. May I ask Elder Sky, what is the so-called great calamity? Could it be that the extraterrestrial demons are going to invade our war god continent again? Long Zhantian's eyes revealed a trace of doubt as he asked. Heaven's secrets cannot be revealed, cannot be said, cannot be said. You all can leave now. Elder Sky shook his head. With a wave of his sleeve, a bright light flashed and the door of the myriad demon palace suddenly opened, emitting an endless majestic aura. Although the experts of the demon race were somewhat unwilling, they still obediently left the myriad demon palace. Especially Lin Hui. Before leaving, he gave Ling Xiao a deep look with blazing killing intent in his eyes. Cousin Ling Xiao, do you want to return to the Crystal Palace with me? Before leaving, Long Zhantian looked at Ling Xiao and asked. Big cousin, I can't leave for now. Leave the map of the Crystal Palace with me. When this matter is over, I'll go to the Crystal Palace to find you. Ling Xiao smiled faintly. All right. Long Zhantian nodded, and with a flash of light in his hand, an ancient golden token appeared, and he handed it over to Ling Xiao. This is my Crown Prince token. It will guide you to the Crystal Palace. Little Nine wanted to come and find you, but he was suppressed by the old man in the Crystal Palace. When you come to the Crystal Palace, Imperial Father might be happy and release Aunt. Ling Xiao took it and said with a faint smile, Don't worry, big cousin. I'll rush to the Crystal Palace as soon as possible. But you have to be careful on this trip. I've offended many people, and I'm afraid they'll vent their anger on you. Ha ha ha. Could it be that they dare to provoke my dragon clan? You, on the other hand, have to be careful. You've killed so many people in the holy ground. I'm afraid that outside the holy ground, those holy lands have already set up an inescapable net and are waiting for you to walk right into it. Long Zhantian said worriedly. Don't worry, big cousin. I have my own ways to escape. You guys should leave quickly. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Long Zhantian nodded his head. Brother Ling, if you have time, please come to the Azura sect for a chat. Li Jingming said to Ling Xiao before he left. Don't worry, Brother Li. I'll go to the Azura sect. Ling Xiao replied. In the end, everyone left the myriad demon palace. All the demon clan elites knew that this time, the demon clan was going to be shaken. The heaven-scorching demon emperor did not obtain the demon saint's inheritance, but it was obtained by an extremely mysterious old goat. And that old goat was suspected to be Ling Xiao's pet. This made them very unhappy. They had to discuss countermeasures. Even if the old goat obtained the demon saint's inheritance, they could not admit that he was the demon clan's master. Since the demon clan was already divided, then let it continue to be divided. Having another master above them was purely asking for trouble. As for Sky Elder's words, they threw them to the back of their minds in the blink of an eye. In the myriad demon palace, the bright starry sky suddenly became cold and cheerless. Only Ling Xiao and the old goat were left. Why is it you? Sky Elder glanced at the old goat and sighed softly. Why can't it be me? The old goat stared at Sky Elder with burning eyes and asked. This burden is too heavy, and the future is too dangerous. I only hope that you can live well. Sky Elder slowly said. The great calamity is coming. Without strength, how can I live? This inheritance belongs to me, and only I can obtain it. The old goat said with unprecedented seriousness and stubbornness. The great calamity is coming. Only those at the peak will die. If you can be a little more mediocre, then you can naturally live. Sky Elder's eyes revealed a trace of gentleness as he spoke. When the heavens and earth collapse, all life is like an ant. If the heavens and earth do not exist, then how can I live? Besides, as your son, how can I be mediocre? Father, I don't want to be mediocre. The old goat looked at Sky Elder with burning eyes, and his eyes turned slightly red. The feeling of being connected by blood could not be erased by time, nor could the heavens and earth. Standing in front of Sky Elder, the old goat knew that this was his father. In other words, Sky Elder was the demon saint. Sky Elder's body trembled. The word father made his originally calm state of mind unable to calm down. A trace of guilt and regret appeared in his eyes. You still found out. The old goat seemed to be a bit emotional as he said, how could I not know? You are my father. Even if you are only left with an origin spirit, you are still my father. But why did you seal me for 1,000,000 years? Why didn't you let me see you and my mother with my own eyes? Why are you so cruel? As the old goat spoke, he began to cry like a child. That kind of sadness, that kind of loneliness, that kind of helplessness, made Ling Xiao's eyes redden involuntarily. The old goat that laughed and cursed, the wretched and arrogant, the greedy and optimistic Sky Elder, who seemed to have nothing to worry about, actually revealed such a helpless side. You. My son, Sky Elder trembled. He reached out to touch the old goat, but it was as if he was touching the void. He didn't have a physical body, only an imprint. He couldn't even touch his own son. Endless pain appeared on Sky Elder's face as he unconsciously clenched his fists. I am your son, but do you know that I don't even have a name? After being sealed for 1,000,000 years, do you know my loneliness and helplessness? Do you know my desires and dreams? Why didn't you let me die with you 1,000,000 years ago? The old goat became more and more emotional. Sparkling tears fell from his eyes as he became even sadder. Even though Sky Elder deliberately hid his aura in the holy ground, the feeling of being connected by blood was something that couldn't be severed no matter what. This was especially true after the old goat obtained 365 demonic sage inheritances. The moment he saw Elder Sky, he instantly understood that Elder Sky was his father. He also understood everything, including his origin. Many of his previous guesses were confirmed. Chapter 660. Ling Xiao was silent. He wanted to persuade the old goat, but he didn't know where to start. At this moment, the old goat was like a child who had been wronged, wailing loudly. Ling Xiao had never seen the old goat like this before, but he didn't know what to say about the matter between father and son. He could only remain silent. Elder Sky sighed softly. His eyes revealed a trace of gentleness and love. He slowly said, "You're right. I didn't fulfill my responsibility as a father. I didn't even know why my primordial spirit imprint existed for 1,000,000 years. Now that I think about it, perhaps it wasn't to protect the demon saint's inheritance, but to see you one more time." The old goat trembled. His eyes were red, but he still clenched his teeth and didn't speak. You don't know how terrifying that battle 1,000,000 years ago was. A great calamity descended, the heavens collapsed, the earth caved in, and all living beings howled in grief. Everything ceased to exist, and your mother and I were martyred in that battle. Elder Sky's voice was filled with endless vicissitudes, causing the old goat's heart to tremble. 1,000,000 years ago, the extraterrestrial demons descended and wreaked havoc in this world. They used the creatures of this world as food, slaves, and servants. The billions of creatures of the war god Great World were wiped out. Under such circumstances, forgive me for not being able to watch you die, so I could only seal you. Ling Xiao understood. So when he saw the old goat in the holy ground 10,000 years ago, it had just broken the seal and came to this world. However, I'm very happy to be able to see you again. I believe your mother would be very happy as well. I originally didn't intend to pass the inheritance to you because the responsibility is too heavy. However, since you're following him, it seems that this is fate. The demon saint's inheritance must be inherited by you, and the title of demon saint will also be given to you. Elder Sky, or should he call him demon saint, looked deeply at Ling Xiao. Me? Could it be because of the wordless heavenly book? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he slowly asked. Young man, it's your fortune to obtain the wordless heavenly book, but it's also your misfortune. The road ahead is dangerous, and you must shoulder the heavy burden to complete the mission that we have yet to complete. Demon Saint said with a deeper meaning. Lord Demon Saint. The great calamity 1,000,000 years ago, other than the invasion of the extraterrestrial demons, what else was there? What is your relationship with the Scarlet Dragon War God? Is the Scarlet Dragon War God dead? Ling Xiao had countless questions in his heart. Now that he saw the demon overlord, he asked all of them. The great calamity 1,000,000 years ago. The invasion of the extraterrestrial demons is only a part of it. As for the deeper reason, the great terror and the great law, I can't tell you. You can only rely on yourself to find the answer. At the mention of the calamity 1,000,000 years ago, Ling Xiao saw that even the demon sage's essence spirit imprint showed a hint of fear. The Scarlet Dragon War God is the #1 genius since ancient times. He is also the lord that I follow. Mentioning the Scarlet Dragon War God, the monster overlord's eyes unconsciously revealed a trace of reverence. 1,000,000 years ago, if it weren't for the Scarlet Dragon War God, I'm afraid the myriad worlds would have been destroyed in a single day. At that time, the Scarlet Dragon War God had 4 divine generals under his command, the Demon Saint, the Buddhist Lord, the Moon Mother, and the Spirit Sovereign. The Demon Saint is naturally me. The Buddhist Lord, the Moon Mother, and the Spirit Sovereign also fought bravely in that battle. They followed the Scarlet Dragon War God, fought against the 9 heavens, broke through the 9 underworlds, looked down on everything, and killed the extraterrestrial demons. As for whether the 3 of them are still alive in this world, I don't know. The Scarlet Dragon War God did die in the battle. If he hadn't sacrificed himself in the end, how could there have been 1,000,000 years of peace? Ling Xiao was shocked and asked slowly, Senior Nine-Tailed Celestial Fox suppressed an extraterrestrial demon god. She should also be a subordinate of the demon overlord, right? The cultivation of the Scarlet Dragon War God and the other seniors should have reached the divine realm, right? With such a horrible battle strength, is it not enough to kill the extraterrestrial demons? Little guy, when you reach the divine realm, you will know that the divine realm is just the starting point. The road of martial arts is long and long. Even the Scarlet Dragon War God doesn't dare to say that he has reached the peak. The demon overlord smiled with a deep meaning. The divine realm is just the starting point. Ling Xiao was shocked. He was a little excited, but also inexplicably heavy. The legendary divine spirit realm allowed one to live forever and possess an endless lifespan. It was the ultimate goal of countless supreme being experts on the war god continent. But in the eyes of the beast saint, the divine spirit realm was only the starting point. How powerful was the demon overlord's cultivation? And how terrible was the extraterrestrial demons, who made the demon overlord feel like he was facing a great enemy? Little guy, the Scarlet Dragon war god didn't fully understand the secret of the wordless book, but he once said that it contained the secret to resolve the great calamity. I hope you can make progress bravely and resolve this great calamity that will sweep the heavens. The demon overlord sighed softly. Ling Xiao nodded and felt a heavy burden in his heart. It seemed that he still had a long way to go. Following that, Ling Xiao asked a few more questions. However, the demon saint had already died 1,000,000 years ago, and this was only a primordial spirit imprint of it. As for many of the details, Ling Xiao could not remember them clearly. But the words revealed by the demon overlord made Ling Xiao feel inexplicably heavy. Was the Scarlet Dragon war god really dead? The demon overlord's gaze finally landed on the old goat, but the old goat was still very stubborn. His eyes were red as he stared blankly at the demon overlord without saying a word. Actually, your mother and I gave you a name. Your name isn't Pen. Your mother gave it to you. She hoped that you would be able to live a peaceful life. The demon overlord said softly. Ling Xiao could see that the demon overlord's eyes were crystal clear and slightly moved. But he was just a mark of the primordial spirit and might not even be able to cry. And? The old goat's eyes reddened and tears silently flowed down again. How many times had he dreamed of his mother, but he had never seen his mother. What kind of pain was that? And the two words, and, seemed to instantly penetrate the old goat's heart, making him as weak as a child. Tears flowed down his face uncontrollably. Do you want to see your mother? She's a very beautiful woman. The demon overlord's eyes were filled with a loving smile. The old goat nodded vigorously and stretched out his hooves to wipe his tears. But just as he wiped them dry, tears fell again. Buzz! A light flashed in the demon overlord's hand, and the shadow of a woman appeared in front of the old goat. The light was dense, and it was a very gentle woman wearing a white robe. She had a faint smile on her face and was as gentle as water. Chapter 661. Mother, this is my mother. The old goat muttered to himself. He unconsciously stretched out his arms, wanting to hug this gentle woman. However, it was only a shadow, it didn't have a physical body. The old goat's hooves touched it and the light dispersed from his body. Drops of sparkling tears fell from his eyes. The old goat's body trembled slightly, he was choked with sobs and couldn't say anything. And, I'm going to leave now. I'm going to find your mother. You'll have to rely on yourself in the future. Behind that door is the thing I've left for you. Stay by Ling Xiao's side and don't be willful, okay? After the demon overlord condensed the light shadow, his figure instantly dimmed. He was just a primordial spirit imprint that had existed for 1,000,000 years, all for this moment of meeting. After seeing the old goat, the demon saint's obsession seemed to have completely disappeared. This soul imprint also completely returned to nothingness. No. Father, don't go. Mother doesn't want me anymore. Don't you want me too? The old goat shouted emotionally. His eyes were blurred by tears as though he had lost the most precious thing in his life. He shouted with all his might, wanting the demon saint to stay. I'm sorry, the demon saint sighed softly. His dim body was like a candle flame in the wind. He began to turn into a faint rain of light. No. Father, I don't want you to go. Father, will we ever meet again? The old goat's eyes were red. He wailed like a child. He stretched out his trembling hands, wanting to grab something, but he couldn't grab anything. The Scarlet Dragon war god once said that if you can reach the legendary immortal realm, you might be able to reverse time. And, if you miss me and your mother, then work hard and cultivate. The demon saint's eyes were filled with reluctance, but he didn't have time. As soon as he finished speaking, his body completely turned into a rain of light, disappearing from the resplendent Milky Way. Don't be like this. Your father and mother definitely don't want to see you like this. Ling Xiao sighed and gently picked up the old goat. He could feel the old goat's loneliness and helplessness. Its entire body was trembling and curling up as if it was afraid of something. Ling Xiao, do you think father lied to me? Will I be able to see father and mother when I ascend to the legendary Supreme God realm? The old goat raised his head abruptly and looked at Ling Xiao expectantly. Ling Xiao's heart trembled, and he couldn't help but nod. Your father didn't lie to you. According to the legends, the Paragon God realm was the king of all gods, the lord of all living beings. They could control the laws of the heavens and reverse time, and even life and death. As long as you ascend to the Emperor realm, you can revive your father and mother. You promise? The old goat asked stubbornly like a child. I promise. Ling Xiao nodded solemnly. Good. I will definitely ascend to the Emperor realm. I will definitely revive father and mother. I definitely will. The old goat said seriously. The tears in the old goat's eyes evaporated, leaving behind incomparable determination. Let's go behind this door and see what your father left for you. Ling Xiao rubbed the old goat's head and changed the topic. Okay. The old goat nodded and turned into a ray of light with Ling Xiao, entering the ancient door. Buzz! This was an ancient small world. It looked incomparably vast, with continuous mountain ranges and towering ancient trees. It was like a primitive world. However, this small world didn't have any traces of life, as if it lacked some natural charm. In the middle of the world, a bright light filled the air. It was a huge blood pool that seemed to be tens of thousands of feet wide. The blood pool was filled with resplendent golden blood. It vibrated slowly like a sea of blood, containing an endless amount of essence qi. In the middle of the sea of blood, a black scepter floated. It emitted an ancient and mysterious aura as if it was nurtured by the sea of blood. There was a very powerful fluctuation that spread out. This is what your father left for you. The blood sea should contain a powerful bloodline power and martial arts inheritance. As for the scepter, it should be a powerful treasure. Go and refine it. If you want to ascend to the Emperor realm, you have to walk the path step by step. Now, you have to prove your Tao and break through to the immortal realm first. Ling Xiao patted the old goat and smiled. Ling Xiao, don't you want to know my real body? I can tell you now. The old goat looked at Ling Xiao seriously. Your real body. Not Tao Tai. Ling Xiao was slightly stunned and couldn't help but blurt out. How did you know? The old goat was stunned and instantly became furious. He had made up his mind to tell Ling Xiao what his real body was, but he didn't expect Ling Xiao to already know and expose him. Ling Xiao said helplessly, the sky-devouring secret skill can devour everything in the world. Among the ancient divine beasts, only the ferocious beast Tao Tai has such a terrifying secret skill. Although not many people know about this, don't forget that the time I spent cultivating the sky-devouring secret skill isn't any shorter than yours. In his previous life, the old goat had never revealed his real body. Although Ling Xiao had some doubts back then, he wasn't sure. Until he obtained the wordless heavenly book in this life and felt a mysterious wave from it, Ling Xiao guessed that the old goat's real body should be the ancient ferocious beast Tao Tai. The ancient ferocious beast Tao Tai was rumored to be one of the 4 ancient ferocious beasts along with Hun Dun, Cheong Qi, and Tao Wu. The 4 ancient ferocious beasts were extremely terrifying. Legend had it that they could kill true dragons, annihilate true phoenixes, and slaughter all living things. Especially the Tao Tai, it was said to be able to devour the heavens and earth. It was ferocious and omnipotent. It was just that legend had it that the 4 ancient ferocious beasts had very low spiritual intelligence. They lived in the chaos and weren't as well known as the famous ancient divine beasts. Ling Xiao also didn't expect the old goat's real body to be the Tao Tai. Moreover, the ferocious Tao Tai actually had spiritual intelligence. What a strange story. Roar. The old goat roared and his body shone brightly. In an instant, he turned into a huge ferocious beast that was 10,000 feet tall. He was covered in black divine light and looked like a goat with a human face and tiger teeth. He was covered in black scales and his eyes were like blood moons in the sky. The ferocious aura was no weaker than the sky-burning demon emperor's real body, the fire Qilin. In fact, it was even stronger. This was the ancient ferocious beast, Tao Tai. Ling Xiao, are you scared? Do you believe that I won't devour you? The Tao Tai spoke in the human language. It was the old goat's tone and it seemed very proud. Chapter 662. Stop showing off. If I'm not mistaken, your Tao Tai bloodline hasn't fully awakened yet. You've been sealed for too long, and are lacking in some way. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been defeated by the heaven-scorching demon emperor. Ling Xiao rolled his eyes and said in a speechless manner. Heaven-scorching demon emperor? Who the hell is that? If it weren't for the fact that I'm in bad shape, I would have beaten him to the ground already. The old goat said angrily as if its tail had been stepped on. Humph. Just wait until I refine this pool of quintessence blood and fully awaken my Tao Tai bloodline. Then I'll go find that heaven-scorching demon emperor and beat him up so badly that even his mother won't recognize him. The old goat said angrily. All right. Hurry up and accept the legacy. I'll stand guard for you. Ling Xiao said, glaring at him. The old goat had a carefree nature, so Ling Xiao changed the topic. After this round of banter, the old goat's depressed mood slowly recovered. Ling Xiao was slightly relieved. Whoosh! With a flash of light, the old goat turned back into a goat and flew into the blood pool to receive the inheritance. Rumble. This pool of blood was ancient and mysterious. The moment the old goat entered it, a blood energy filled the air and submerged the old goat in an instant. Magical symbols intertwined, and godly light swirled around him. Huge waves surged within the blood pool, almost as if it were on fire. A ferocious aura spread out, causing heaven and earth to tremble. It was as if some primeval beast had awoken, and was emanating a murderous aura. Whiz! A blood-colored Tao Tai slowly appeared in the air above the blood pool, as if it were formed from the power of magical laws, and contained boundless godly power that could devour heaven and earth. The old goat seemed to be in a state of Tao enlightenment, and as the power of his bloodline flowed into him, he began to gain enlightenment of the Taoya's legacy divine ability. That's the aura of the heaven-devouring secret art. Ling Xiao's eyes widened as he looked at the blood-colored Tao Tai in the blood pool. It was surrounded by magical symbols, and seemed to be devouring the quintessence energy of heaven and earth. That mysterious aura was none other than the fluctuations of the heaven-devouring secret art. Ling Xiao had already reached the third level of the heaven-devouring secret magic, and had created the King Heaven-Devourer Cauldron. Ling Xiao had a faint premonition that if he could condense the heaven-devouring divine sea in the Supreme Being realm, it might be of great help to him in breaking through to the divine spirit realm. However, it was extremely difficult to condense the heaven-devouring divine sea. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had become the #1 titled Supreme Being in the world, but he had not been able to condense the heaven-devouring divine sea. The blood-colored Tao Tai in front of him seemed to have revealed the mysteries of the sky-devouring secret skill to him. Ling Xiao stared at the blood-red Tao Tai and felt that his understanding of the sky-devouring secret skill was improving rapidly. At the same time, he was consolidating his cultivation. Even though he'd absorbed the essence of the tribulation lightning, he still had to consolidate his cultivation and solidify his foundation in the martial Tao. While the old goat and Ling Xiao were accepting the inheritance in the myriad demon palace, a storm was brewing outside the holy ground. The news that the heaven-scorching demon emperor had been defeated by Ling Xiao, and that the demon saint's inheritance had been obtained by an unknown old goat had instantly spread throughout the savage demon domain. At the entrance of the holy ground, numerous experts with terrifying auras were waiting for Ling Xiao and the old goat with cold expressions and blazing killing intent. They'd set up an inescapable net. There were experts from the demon race here, but there were even more experts from the holy lands of the martial Tao. The experts of the demon race weren't willing to let the demon saint's inheritance fall into the hands of the old goat. They wanted to seize the opportunity before the old goat matured and seize the inheritance. As for the experts from the holy lands of the martial Tao, including the Starry Palace, Nantian Clan, Emperor Tomb Mountain, Precious Treasure Pavilion, and so on, they'd all lost peerless geniuses to the holy ground at Ling Xiao's hands. This was simply a matter that shook the entire war god continent. The Gaochen Star, Nantian Sky King, the 2nd and 6th saints of Emperor Tomb Mountain, Zhang Xuhao, Yan Luo, and so on were all top experts in the war god continent, but they'd all been killed by Ling Xiao just like that. If Ling Xiao had the support of the holy lands of the martial Tao, it wouldn't have been a big deal. However, Ling Xiao was merely a rogue cultivator. How dare he be so arrogant? The holy lands of the martial Tao couldn't take this lying down. Not to mention, there were even rumors that Ling Xiao had obtained the Scarlet Dragon War God's inheritance. That was why he had such heaven-defying combat strength. Outside the holy ground, countless experts wanted to take revenge on Ling Xiao, while others wanted to fish in troubled waters. All of them were filled with killing intent. However, 1 month had passed, 2 months had passed, and half a year had passed. Ling Xiao and the old goat still hadn't come out. Rumble. At the entrance of the holy ground, the array formed by the 108 giant stars had closed. Ling Xiao and the old goat were still inside the holy ground. Some people had already left in disappointment, but there were still many who were unwilling to accept this. They believed that even if the array was closed, as long as the old goat obtained the demon saint's inheritance, he'd definitely be able to open the array from the inside. Therefore, they were still guarding outside the holy ground. Half a year later within the holy ground, the blood pool was still suffused with the aura of blood while golden radiance coiled around it. However, the blood-red Tao Tai had dimmed down slightly while the old goat's aura grew even more terrifying. On the other hand, the old goat was slowly refining and absorbing the black scepter in midair. The old goat told Ling Xiao that the scepter was called the Demon Saint Scepter, and it was a supreme divine artifact. It was a divine artifact that his father, the Demon Saint, had left behind all those years ago. The Demon Saint Scepter had been damaged in the battle 1,000,000 years ago. Even though it had naturally recovered after 1,000,000 years, it still hadn't fully recovered, and it required the old goat's blood essence to nourish it. As for the Demon Saint Scepter, it was a sacred artifact of the demon race. It contained the blood essence of a myriad of demons, and it was extremely effective against the demon race. Possessing the Demon Saint Scepter represented that one had become the ruler of the demon race. During this half a year of time, Ling Xiao had gained a deeper understanding of the Heaven Devourer's secret technique by comprehending the talisman markings on the blood-red Tao Tai, and he'd even consolidated his cultivation at the 9th level of the monarch realm. Ling Xiao, leave the holy ground for now. I have to refine and absorb the blood essence within the pool and activate my bloodline. Moreover, I have to refine and absorb this minor world as well. It'll take quite some time. You don't have to stay here with me. The old goat sent Ling Xiao a voice transmission. All right then. Ling Xiao nodded. It was very safe within the myriad demon palace, and no one would disturb the old goat's cultivation. Moreover, it really was time for him to leave. It was time for him to head to the Eastern Sea and meet that uncle of his. Ling Xiao's figure flashed and left the myriad demon palace. Outside the myriad demon palace, a green talisman marking seemed to have noticed Ling Xiao's aura, and it instantly shot towards him like a ray of light. A message left behind by Taoist Wu Yang. Chapter 663. Ling Xiao, I've already left the holy ground. I'll pay a visit to the ancestral tombs of those sects that want to deal with you. I'll see you again. See you next time, Wu Yang. Ling Xiao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He didn't see Taoist Wu Yang when he entered the Thousand Demon Palace. He didn't expect that old man to leave the holy ground and say that he was going to visit the ancestral tombs of the martial Dao holy grounds. Ling Xiao silently mourned for those martial Dao holy grounds. One had to know that Taoist Wu Yang was someone who never left empty-handed. If he visited the ancestral tombs of those martial Dao holy grounds, he would probably sweep up all the corpses. Now, there should be many people waiting for me outside the holy ground. But I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed coldly. A light flashed in his hand and the Broken Realm shuttle appeared in his palm. The Broken Realm shuttle could travel through the void. Hence, he didn't need to go through the entrance of the holy ground. He could leave the holy ground with the Broken Realm shuttle's power. Buzz! The Broken Realm shuttle turned into a dazzling light and instantly enveloped Ling Xiao. It directly pierced through the void and entered the void turbulence. An image of the outside world seemed to appear on the Broken Realm shuttle. There were bright spots of light on it. Those were the coordinates of the War God continent. They could guide Ling Xiao to the designated location of the War God continent. The easternmost land, the shore of the East Sea. This is it. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He could vaguely see a vast ocean in the easternmost land of the War God continent. That was the East Sea, where the East Sea demon race resided. It was also where the Crystal Palace was located. Ling Xiao pointed his finger. Immediately, the Broken Realm shuttle wrapped around Ling Xiao and turned into a ray of light that shot towards the East Sea. Boom! It was unknown how long they traveled through the chaotic streams of space. When the world-breaking shuttle broke through the void and appeared on the War God continent again, Ling Xiao had already traveled tens of millions of miles through the savage desolate region and arrived at the shores of the Eastern Sea. Boom! In front of him was a vast ocean. Huge waves surged, colliding with the sky. It emitted a majestic aura. Endless water vapor permeated the air. The sky above the Eastern Sea was blue as if it had been washed clean. The resplendent sunlight shone on the surface of the sea, causing the waves to sparkle. It was very resplendent. At this moment, Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He felt a powerful fluctuation coming from the celestial stone. He immediately entered the heavenly god stone. After a few months, Su Mainyang had completely refined the nine-tailed celestial fox's inheritance. She floated in the sky with 9 furry tails behind her, emitting a mysterious and ancient aura. Ling Xiao also discovered that Su Mainyang had actually passed the Great Earth Tribulation in one go. Now, she was already a half-step supreme being with the First Elephant Tribulation. Phoenix Maiden was holding Luolua's hand, and Big Radish was watching from afar. Ling Xiao's appearance in the celestial stone immediately attracted their attention. Ling Xiao, you're here. What's the result of the battle for the demonic sage's inheritance? The Phoenix Maiden looked at Ling Xiao in surprise. She realized that Ling Xiao's cultivation had increased again, becoming unfathomable. When they were fighting for the demonic sage's inheritance, Ling Xiao had left the Phoenix Maiden in the celestial stone. In the blink of an eye, half a year had passed. The demonic sage's inheritance has been obtained by the old goat. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and told her about what had happened in the Myriad Demon's palace. When she heard that the sky-burning demon emperor was an ancient fire Qilin divine beast that had defeated the 6 supreme talents but was still defeated by Ling Xiao in the end, the Phoenix Maiden's beautiful eyes were filled with splendor. The young man in front of her had come from the 8 Desolates region and had grown step by step. Every time, he would create an unbelievable miracle. Master, you're so powerful. However, I really didn't expect that your mount, the old goat, would be the demonic sage's son. This is unbelievable. Big Radish also pounced forward and hugged Ling Xiao's leg, flattering him with a flattering smile. You really didn't expect it? Ling Xiao looked at him with a faint smile. Of course, I really didn't expect it. Big Radish's body stiffened and he quickly grinned. Ling Xiao ignored him and his gaze landed on Su Mainyang in the distance. Buzz! With a flash of light in the void, the huge nine-tailed white fox transformed back into the appearance of Su Mainyang. She looked extremely charming. Every frown and smile of hers exuded endless charm. Her innate charm had been strengthened to the extreme. Su Mainyang's skin was like jade and her curves were exquisite. Her figure was very hot, especially her fair breasts. They trembled slightly with Su Mainyang's breathing, making one feel as if their blood was spurting out. "Thank you, young Master Ling." Su Mainyang's eyes were filled with sincerity as she bowed deeply to Ling Xiao. If it weren't for Ling Xiao's help, she would have fallen into Zhang Xuhao's hands, let alone the nine-tailed celestial fox's inheritance. However, the moment Su Mainyang bent over, a deep cleavage entered Ling Xiao's eyes. Ling Xiao's face stiffened and he couldn't help but cough lightly. "Ahem. Fairy Su, you're too polite. Please rise." Su Mainyang also noticed that Ling Xiao's gaze was a little strange. She instantly understood and her face flushed red, looking very shy. The Phoenix girl glared at Ling Xiao fiercely and looked at Su Mainyang with vigilance. "Fairy Su, Fairy Feng, we've already left the holy ground. This is the easternmost land, the shore of the East Sea. May I know where the two of you are going next?" Ling Xiao laughed dryly and immediately changed the topic. "Zhang Xuhao died in your hands. There must be a commotion in the treasure pavilion. In order to prevent the Zhang family from acting out of desperation, I have to go back. Young Master Ling, if you have time, please come to Green Hill. I'll be sure to welcome you." Su Mainyang's beautiful eyes were rippling as she looked at Ling Xiao and smiled. "Of course." Ling Xiao smiled. It had to be said that after Su Mainyang had condensed the nine-tailed celestial fox's bloodline, her every frown and smile was filled with a myriad of emotions. That kind of natural charm could make people unknowingly fall for it. Su Mainyang could totally be called a stunner of the world. "I have nothing to do anyway. I can accompany you to the East Sea Crystal Palace." The Phoenix girl smiled faintly and stood beside Ling Xiao naturally. She looked at Su Mainyang with a hint of provocation. Su Mainyang chuckled and her eyes were filled with teasing intent. In the end, Su Mainyang took the nine-tailed celestial fox's corpse and left the God's Stone, rushing back to Green Hill. Ling Xiao did not expect the headquarters of the treasure pavilion, the incomparably mysterious Green Hill, to be in the savage demon territory. Ling Xiao, the Phoenix girl, Big Radish, and Luo Luo boarded a void spaceship and flew towards the depths of the East Sea. Just as Ling Xiao was heading towards the East Sea, in the savage demon territory, Zhao Ritian was riding on the void golden eyes beast and galloping in a vast mountain range. However, he looked depressed. Chapter 664. Second uncle, didn't you say that the demonic sage's inheritance is mine and no one can take it away from me? Why do we have to leave the holy ground? If you don't tell me clearly today, I won't let you off. Zhao Ritian was extremely frustrated. Initially, second uncle had told him that the demonic sage's inheritance was his. However, when second uncle met the heavenly elder, he told Zhao Ritian that he could leave without saying a word. Zhao Ritian was very disappointed and angry. If he could obtain the demonic sage's inheritance, he might be able to reach the top in one step and become a supreme being. Therefore, he could not understand why second uncle would ask him to give up. "Ritian, let me tell you this. Even if the sky-burning demon king obtained the right to obtain the demonic sage's inheritance, I'm confident that I can snatch it for you. However, that old goat is not simple," second uncle said in frustration. "Old goat? Isn't that old goat Ling Xiao's pet? He can't even defeat the sky-burning demon king. What's so special about him?" Zhao Ritian was in disbelief. "Because he's the son of the demonic sage." Second uncle sighed. "What? The son of the demonic sage?" Zhao Ritian's body trembled. His eyes were filled with disbelief. As for the heavenly elder, he's not the weapon spirit of the thousand demons palace. He's the primordial spirit brand left behind by the demonic sage. I'm friends with the demonic sage. If I ask, he'll definitely give you the demonic sage's inheritance. However, his son has appeared. Do you think he'll still give you the inheritance? Second uncle said slowly. How can the old goat be the son of the demonic sage? Second uncle, are you kidding me? That guy is so wretched. How does he look like the son of the demonic sage? Zhao Ritian said unhappily. Second uncle laughed coldly and said, You don't believe me? Do you know what the old goat's true form is? One of the 4 archean evils, the Tao Tai. It can tear apart a true phoenix and kill a true dragon. Do you dare to compete with him? One of the 4 archean evils, the Tao Tai. Why is Ling Xiao so lucky? Even the Tao Tai has become his mount. Zhao Ritian's eyes were filled with jealousy. He looked at his own mount, the void golden-eyed beast. Although it was an ancient beast that could travel through the void, how could it compare to the Tao Tai? As if sensing that its master was in a bad mood, the void golden-eyed beast turned its head around and blinked its big eyes at Zhao Ritian with a smile. Pa! Zhao Ritian slapped the void golden-eyed beast's head. What are you looking at? Hurry up. Otherwise, I'll use you to make soup. The void golden-eyed beast's eyes were filled with grievance. It could only turn around and speed up. Don't be discouraged. I'll take you to find the mysterious yellow source gas and the Kuei water essence first. After you've passed the earth tribulation and the black water tribulation, you may not necessarily be unable to compete with the heaven's pride in this world. At that time, you'll be able to prove your Tao and become a supreme being. Second uncle consoled Zhao Ritian. I won't do it. My biggest wish is to beat Ling Xiao up. Zhao Ritian was extremely stubborn. You really can't be taught. Second eldest uncle was greatly angered by Zhao Ritian. Just like that, Zhao Ritian rode on the void golden-eyed beast and passed through a huge mountain range, heading towards the depths of the savage demon realm. On a clear blue sea, a green treasure ship landed on the surface of the sea. The surroundings were clear and sparkling, and water vapor filled the air. It was warm and comfortable. Ling Xiao sat on the deck, and the fishing rod in his hand was thrown into the sea. He was fishing. Luo Luo was running around the deck, pointing at the large fish that occasionally jumped out of the sea. She was extremely excited. She had never seen the sea before. This majestic sea was extremely beautiful in Luo Luo's eyes. Big Radish was lying on the deck, basking in the sun, revealing its white and fat belly. It looked listless. This fellow had swallowed a lot of connate soul essences. Until now, it was still suffering from indigestion and was lying there, pretending to be dead. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Maiden sat beside Ling Xiao. Her long hair and black dress fluttered in the wind. She stepped barefoot on the surface of the sea, and her jade-like toes looked perfectly round and perfect. Her entire body exuded a lazy aura, and she looked indescribable. Waves of a young girl's fragrance drifted into Ling Xiao's mouth and nose, bringing with it a different kind of alluring scent. Don't move. Ling Xiao slapped the 9-headed lion beneath him. This was Han Feng's original body. Under Ling Xiao's coercion, it finally became obedient, afraid that Ling Xiao would kill it. At this moment, the 9-headed lion was lying on the deck, and Ling Xiao was leaning on its furry belly, fishing in a very relaxed manner. It took the bait. The Phoenix Maiden's pleasantly surprised voice sounded. She was as excited as a child. Luo Luo also ran over with a face full of excitement. She saw Ling Xiao toss his fishing rod, and instantly, a 3-chi-long silver carp flew out of the sea. It drew an arc in the air and landed on the deck of the ship, where it jumped around wildly. Ling Xiao didn't use his cultivation, and purely relied on the fishing rod to fish. It could also be considered as training his mental state. Seeing the silver carp fly out, Big Radish, who was originally lying down and pretending to be dead, immediately got up and hurriedly hugged the silver carp. Its eyes were shining, and its saliva was about to flow out. You're a quasi-divine medicine. Why do you like to eat fish? Ling Xiao was a little speechless. Most of the fish he caught had entered Big Radish's mouth. Sometimes, Ling Xiao wondered why he was surrounded by a bunch of weirdos. The great bright King Ginseng actually liked to eat fish? If word got out, other people's eyeballs would probably fall to the ground. If I want to evolve into a supreme divine medicine, I need to gather the essence of heaven and earth and experience the mortal world. Only then can I attain the great Tao. Young man, you don't understand. Big Radish said proudly. I said that you're fat and you're panting. Go and take out that big pot for me. Today, I'll cook fish soup for you. Ling Xiao rolled his eyes and scolded jokingly. Fish soup. Ha ha ha. Good, good. After eating so many raw fish, there's finally a cooked one. Big Radish's eyes lit up. It hurriedly threw the silver carp on the deck and ran into the room, dragging out a big silver pot. This big silver pot was refined by Ling Xiao when he was bored. It was considered a treasure, and it was just nice to use to cook soup. During this period, Ling Xiao had caught many fish, as well as some sea cucumbers, jellyfish, corals, seashells, and so on. These living creatures in the East Ocean contained rich vitality. Their meat was delicious, and they were the best ingredients. Ling Xiao washed and peeled the fish clean. Together with the sea cucumbers, seashells, and some other things, Ling Xiao also added a precious sage medicine, and put them all into the big silver pot. Then, he activated the true devouring fire and started to cook the soup. Chapter 665. Not long after, the silver cauldron began to emit a rich sound that whetted everyone's appetite. Even the Phoenix Maiden, who had long abstained from eating, had a strange glint in her beautiful eyes. Her jade-like nose slightly twitched as she slowly walked over. Brother Ling Xiao, the fish soup you made is too fragrant. It's much more fragrant than mine. Luo Luo stared at Ling Xiao with her beautiful eyes. Her long eyelashes fluttered, and her eyes were filled with naivety and anticipation. Wait a while. Luo Luo, you must drink a few more bowls. Ling Xiao smiled. He sighed in his heart. Where did Li Chunfeng go? Why did he leave such a cute little girl with him? As his cultivation increased, Ling Xiao felt that although Luo Luo didn't have any cultivation, there was a mysterious energy in her body. It was like a life force, but it was also like the power of laws that protected Luo Luo. Is Luo Luo really Li Chunfeng's granddaughter? Ling Xiao guessed in his heart. He had more and more doubts. Not long after, the fish soup was ready. A fragrant smell wafted over and spread in all directions. Countless fishes in the surrounding sea smelled the fragrance and leaped up, forming a spectacle. The fish soup was snow-white and emitted a faint spiritual glow. The fish looked delicious and melted in one's mouth. There was also a strong surge of warmth that warmed up one's body. After all, Ling Xiao had added a supreme saint medicine to this pot of fish soup. Even the nine-headed lion's eyes were wide open. Just like the big radish, it was drooling all over the ground. Ling Xiao drank a bowl, and so did the Phoenix Lady and Luo Luo. The rest went into the mouths of the big radish and the nine-headed lion. For the sake of this pot of fish soup, these two unscrupulous fellows almost got into a fight. We should be reaching the eye of the East Sea soon. Ling Xiao looked at the darkening sky in the distance. Dark clouds were rolling, and a complicated look appeared in his eyes. Ling Xiao didn't plan to go to the Crystal Palace first. Instead, he went directly to the eye of the East Sea. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had been to the eye of the East Sea. Legend had it that the eye of the East Sea was the place where the gods returned to. It was the place where the heavens and earth gathered, and where the gods and humans intersected. The spiritual energy of the heavens and earth was very abundant there. However, the sea eye of the Eastern Sea was like a cage. Countless rivers, and lakes in the world converged into the sea and eventually entered the sea eye. Based on Long Outyen and Long Zhantian's words, Ling Xiao could imagine that his chief uncle, the current Dragon King of the Eastern Ocean Crystal Palace, was definitely an extremely stubborn person. If Ling Xiao were to go to the Crystal Palace, not only would the Dragon King not release Long Hanyan, he might even throw Ling Xiao into the eye of the East Sea in anger out of humiliation. This was very likely. The current Ling Xiao would definitely not be able to defeat the East Sea Dragon King. He might as well go to the East Sea Eye and save Long Hanyan first. Ling Xiao had always found it difficult to face his parents in this life. He always felt that his primordial spirit had occupied the original Ling Xiao's body. He did not have any feelings for Ling Zhen and Long Hanyan, so he did not know how to face Ling Zhen and Long Hanyan. However, this was karma. Since he had taken over Ling Xiao's body, he naturally had to bear Ling Xiao's responsibility and rescue Long Hanyan. Worst comes to worst, I'll leave them with more cultivation resources, and will meet less in the future. Ling Xiao laughed bitterly in his heart. War God Continent, in a mysterious small world. Divine mountains that were tens of thousands of feet tall rose and fell continuously, soaring into the clouds. Everywhere was emitting a mysterious and ancient aura. This world was incomparably huge and ancient. Many ancient ferocious beasts and rare birds could be seen in the mountains, absorbing the essence of heaven and earth and emitting a powerful aura. In an ancient bronze temple, chaotic aura lingered and mysterious runes were dazzling. More than 10 figures with powerful auras were in the temple. An old and indifferent voice slowly sounded in the main hall. After countless years of deduction, the goddess has finally been found. Let immortal General Wu Chang make a trip and bring this drop of God's blood to the eye of the East Sea to bring the goddess back. Bright light shone in the void as a drop of God's blood fell from the sky, emitting endless radiance. As you command. In the divine shop, among the dozens of powerful figures, an expert who was wearing black armor and emitting a powerful aura walked out. He bowed respectfully and received the drop of God's blood before leaving the bronze temple. Eye of the East Sea. This was a huge whirlpool, as if a huge hole had appeared in the sea. Endless seawater gathered and poured into the huge hole. Monstrous water vapor filled the air. The eye of the sea was like an eye, deep and dark. No one knew where it led to. In the sky, dark clouds rolled and blazing lightning flashed. This sea region was like a prison, emitting an aura that made one's heart palpitate. Ling Xiao traveled on the East Sea for more than a month in the Void Treasure ship and finally arrived near the eye of the East Sea. He had everyone enter the Heavenly God Stone and drove the Heavenly God Stone into the eye of the Eastern Sea. In the huge eye of the sea, endless water rushed down. It was unknown how deep it was. Ling Xiao had no idea where Long Hanyan was suppressed. He could only drive the God's Stone and slowly search for her. Under the eye of the sea, it was like a huge underwater world. Endless water attributes spiritual energy surged, emitting powerful energy waves. There's the aura of experts over there. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He felt that not far ahead, there were two very obscure auras of experts. Ling Xiao instantly drove the God's Stone and turned it into a water droplet. He mixed in the vast seawater and moved forward. Rumble. Waves surged and black water filled the air. It was like a huge underground ocean. Ling Xiao could vaguely see an old man in a black robe and an old man in a white robe sitting cross-legged in front of the black ocean. Their bodies emitted an obscure and powerful dragon's might. Experts of the dragon tribe? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. The aura of the God's Stone was restrained to the extreme. It stopped 1,000 feet away from the Black Sea. The two old men looked very tall. They had a childish face and white hair. Their faces were dignified. Their eyes were slightly closed and their breathing was like thunder. The surrounding black essence surged. Both of them are half-step to supremes of the tribulation of the four symbols. Ling Xiao was shocked. He did not expect the cultivation of the two old men of the dragon tribe to be so strong. They were close to the supreme realm. That Black Sea is like a prison. Could it be that Long Han Yen is imprisoned here? Chapter 666. Kuei water essence was everywhere in the Black Sea. This was the innate water attribute spiritual qi, which was extremely pure. One would have to pay a great price to buy a drop of Kuei water essence in the outside world. The Kuei water essence here could be described as a sea. Ling Xiao could feel that there was a faint fluctuation of an ancient formation, which was extremely powerful. It was difficult for ordinary people to break into this place. Even if a sovereign expert wanted to break in, he would have to pay a great price. Rumble. 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 The Black Sea seemed to be filled with thunderbolts and emitted a bone-piercing cold air. Ling Xiao could faintly feel that there was a figure in it. Is that Long Han Yen? Ling Xiao's gaze was a little complicated, and an indescribable feeling spread in his heart. Rumble. At this moment, the sea water boiled violently, and a dazzling light spread out, as if a huge sun had sunk into the sea water. In the distance, a young man in golden armor, covered in red light, strolled over. He was surrounded by a monstrous killing intent. Sky-scorching demon emperor. Ling Xiao was shocked. He did not expect to meet sky-scorching demon emperor here. Behind the sky-burning demon emperor were two black-robed old men. Their demonic auras soared into the sky, and their auras were incomparably powerful. They were actually not much weaker than the two old men from the dragon tribe. They were also experts that had passed the four symbols tribulation. At this moment, sky-scorching demon emperor's aura seemed to have become more condensed. He had recovered from the serious injuries he had suffered in the battle with Ling Xiao, and there were signs of him improving. Sky-scorching demon emperor. What are you doing here? The two elders from the dragon tribe suddenly opened their eyes and looked coldly at sky-scorching demon emperor with a trace of hostility in their eyes. Elders, His Majesty, the Dragon King, allowed me to visit Sister Han Yen once a year. Don't you know that? Open the black water cage. Sky-scorching demon emperor glanced at the two elders from the dragon tribe and said, Humph. The eldest princess will not agree with you. Sky-scorching demon emperor, I advise you to give up. The black-robed old man said coldly. However, together with the white-robed old man, rays of light spread out from their hands and opened the black water cage. Wang! The black ocean suddenly emitted a bright light. Dozens of rays of light soared into the sky, and faintly intertwined into a huge cage. Finally, the light flashed, and slowly dimmed down. Sister Han Yen, I've come to see you again. The sky-scorching demon emperor smiled as a gentle look appeared in his eyes. Voila! In the black ocean, waves spread out and a black light flickered. Then, a woman in white slowly flew out. Fen Tian. Why are you doing this? A faint sigh was heard as the woman in white floated above the Black Sea. She looked to be in her 30s. Her white clothes fluttered in the wind, and her face was beautiful. She had an indifferent and gentle temperament. However, her face looked very pale and haggard, which made people feel pity for her. A powerful dragon's aura emanated from her body. Ling Xiao could sense that this white-clothed woman's cultivation had already reached the half-supreme being realm. As for Ling Xiao, the moment he saw her, he felt his entire body tremble. A feeling of blood connection welled up in his heart. She is my mother. Ling Xiao felt a little incredulous. In his previous life, he was an orphan and had never seen his parents. In this life, Ling Xiao had occupied Ling Zhao's physical body and had never seen Ling Zhen and Long Han Yen as his parents. He had only seen them as a part of his responsibility. But the moment he laid eyes on Long Han Yen, his entire body began to tremble. It was a kind of bloodline connection that could not be severed. Even his primordial spirit was trembling slightly. Didn't I possess the original Ling Xiao? Why do I still have this feeling? Or, I didn't possess him in this life, but I have truly stepped into the reincarnation cycle. Ling Zhao's body trembled, and his eyes were filled with complicated emotions. His sea of consciousness shone brightly. His primordial spirit sat cross-legged in the void. The reincarnation superpower that Pangu Chu had imparted to him began to shine brightly. Ling Zhao's body was reflected in it, and he gradually saw his origin. Suddenly, Ling Xiao realized that the Ling Xiao of this life was himself. He had truly stepped into the reincarnation cycle. It was only when he was 15 years old that he awakened the innate wisdom of his previous life. Long Han Yen and Ling Zhen were his parents. Otherwise, there was no way to explain why his blood and primordial spirit had such an inexplicable sense of intimacy and admiration. Ling Xiao had been avoiding it, but when he saw Long Han Yen for the first time, he suddenly realized that Long Han Yen was his mother. The karma of this life could not be severed, nor could it be severed. Han Yen, are you still so stubborn? Ling Zhen is just a mortal. What's so good about him? Why are you so infatuated with him? You're even willing to endure the bone-chilling cold in the eye of the sea for 20 years. As for him, he didn't even come to look at you. The sky-scorching demon emperor suddenly became furious. His eyes were bloodshot as he stared at Long Han Yen. Your Highness, please conduct yourself with dignity. Ling Zhen is my husband, and always will be. We can only blame ourselves for meeting him too late. I can only let you down. Long Han Yen's eyes turned cold as she said stubbornly. She knew that the sky-scorching demon emperor had visited her almost every year for the past 20 years, trying to change her mind. However, the longer she was imprisoned in the eye of the East Sea, the more she missed Ling Zhen and the child. This kind of longing was so painful that it made her even more clear-headed. Han Yen, it was me who met you first. If you hadn't run away from the marriage 20 years ago, you would have been my wife. How could a mortal like Ling Zhen deserve it? The sky-scorching demon emperor's eyes were filled with bloody light as he said with a trace of pain. I don't want others to decide my own marriage. Fen Tian, I know your feelings for me, but I'm sorry, my heart can't accommodate anyone else. Long Han Yen said slowly. What if Ling Zhen dies? If he dies, will you marry me? The sky-scorching demon emperor suddenly raised his head and looked at Long Han Yen as he said word by word. Long Han Yen's expression changed as she said, Fen Tian, what are you trying to do? If you dare to hurt Ling Zhen, I'll never forgive you for the rest of my life. Ha ha ha. Han Yen, I'll definitely catch Ling Zhen, and the child in your 8 Desolates region. You know what I'm capable of. It's been 20 years, my patience is running out. If I, the sky-scorching demon emperor, can't have it, then no one can. I'll destroy it with my own hands. There was a trace of madness in the sky-scorching demon emperor's eyes. He didn't know that the sky-scorching demon emperor, who was usually scheming and expressionless, would lose his composure when he saw this woman. Especially the more Long Han Yen defended Ling Zhen, the more jealous he became. Chapter 667. Sky-scorching demon emperor, you're crazy. Long Han Yen's eyes were filled with disbelief. In an instant, her face turned pale. Apparently, sky-scorching demon emperor's words had hit her soft spot. I'm crazy. Ha ha ha. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have become like this. You forced me to do this, you forced me to do this. Sky-scorching demon emperor's eyes were red, revealing a trace of madness. Sky-scorching demon emperor, if you dare to hurt them, I'll kill you to avenge them. Long Han Yen's eyes were extremely cold. She looked at sky-scorching demon emperor as if he was her enemy. Kill me. Ha ha ha. Sky-scorching demon emperor felt a stab of pain in his heart. He laughed and said, You. Long Han Yen, you'll never be able to kill me. When I catch Ling Zhen and your child, I'll torture them 1,000 times, 10,000 times in front of you. You're crazy. Long Han Yen's eyes revealed a trace of hatred. She exuded a vast and powerful aura as if she was going to break the black water prison. Buzz. The black water surged around her. Mysterious and ancient runes filled the air and bound Long Han tightly, making it impossible for her to leave the prison. The Blackwater prison was set up by the Dragon King of the East Sea. With Long Han strength, there was no way she could break free. Ha ha ha. Long Han, just you wait. Soon, your family will be reunited. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor laughed wildly and turned to leave the CI. In the God's Stone, Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of cold killing intent. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor had completely offended him. Just as Ling Xiao was about to rush out of the God's Stone and kill Sky-scorching Demon Emperor at all costs, a clear and angry voice was heard. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor, how dare you bully my aunt? I'll kill you. Rumble. The four seas surged as if they were about to boil. Bright light illuminated the Black Sea. A golden fist radiance swept across the sky and blasted towards Sky-scorching Demon Emperor with monstrous divine power. It was a little boy who looked like he was carved out of jade. He looked to be no more than 5 or 6 years old. His big eyes were very clear, but at this moment, he looked very angry. He appeared to be very violent, and his entire body was shrouded in golden light. A shocking dragon roar resounded, and the surrounding void trembled. The strength of his physical body was terrifying to the extreme. Long Outyan. Ling Xiao had a strange look in his eyes. This guy was Long Outyan. He did not expect Long Outyan to still look like a 5 or 6-year-old after a few years. It was as if he had not grown up. But Long Outyan's cultivation. Ling Xiao could not help but secretly click his tongue. This fellow already possessed the battle prowess of a demon king before this year. Now, he had actually reached the level of a demon emperor. Moreover, his true dragon bloodline had been completely unleashed. It was extremely terrifying. Ling Xiao could feel that even a demon royal would be blasted apart by Long Outyan. Comparisons were odious indeed. The legendary pure-blooded true dragon was truly terrifying. Long Outyan. Go away and play. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor's eyes flashed with a strange look. He slapped out and instantly shattered Long Outyan's fist print. Then, he slammed Long Outyan to the ground. He grabbed Long Outyan's neck with one hand and lifted him up. Let go of me, you big bad guy. Long Outyan's face turned red. He bared his fangs and brandished his claws. He struggled violently, and his eyes were full of anger. After all, he was too young, and the gap between his cultivation and Sky-scorching Demon Emperor's was too big. Moreover, Sky-scorching Demon Emperor was a pure-blooded fire Qilin, who was not weaker than him. Therefore, he was easily suppressed by Sky-scorching Demon Emperor. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor, what are you doing? Let go of Outyan. Long Hanyan's eyes revealed a trace of anxiety as she shouted hurriedly. During the 20 years of loneliness, everyone was forbidden to get close to Long Hanyan. Only Long Outyan, the little tyrant, ignored the Dragon King's ban and often came to the East Sea to visit his aunt. When Long Hanyan saw Long Outyan, it was as if she had seen her own child. Her heart was filled with infinite maternal love. Hanyan, you've disappointed me. Sky-scorching Demon Emperor took a deep look at Long Hanyan and threw Long Outyan down. He turned into a stream of light and left the East Sea. My little ancestor, why are you here? Are you okay? The two elders from the dragon tribe did not dare to get involved in the matter between Long Hanyan and Sky-scorching Demon Emperor. However, if anything happened to Long Outyan, they would not be able to redeem themselves even if they died 100 times. Therefore, they hurriedly ran over to ask. Humph, you two old guys, how could you let Sky-scorching Demon Emperor bully my aunt? You even said that you're from the dragon tribe? You're a disgrace to the dragon tribe. Long Outyan did not give them any face. He snorted coldly and said indignantly. The two elders from the dragon tribe were embarrassed. They shook their heads with a wry smile. Ling Xiao originally wanted to rush out of the Divine Stone and fight with Sky-scorching Demon Emperor. However, he suddenly realized that sky-scorching demon emperor seemed to have some unspeakable secret in coming to the East Sea. Moreover, the purpose of Ling Xiao's trip was to rescue Long Hanyan. Sky-scorching demon emperor was not easy to deal with. If the battle attracted the experts from the Crystal Palace, it would be troublesome. Therefore, Ling Xiao suppressed the murderous intent in his heart and did not make a move. Outyan, didn't you say that you were grounded by Big Brother and were not allowed to come out? Why are you here? Long Hanyan looked at Long Outyan in surprise. Long Outyan said nonchalantly, "Aunt, I sneaked out when the old man was not around." Didn't you want to know about Ling Xiao? Ha ha ha. Aunt, I've found out about Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao. Long Hanyan's body trembled and there was a glimmer of radiance in her eyes. Aunt, after I saw you the last time, I went to the 8 Desolates region to look for cousin Ling Xiao. He, as expected, I found him. Long Outyan proudly told her how he escaped from the Crystal Palace, how he boarded the underworld ship, and how he went to the 8 Desolates region to look for Ling Xiao. Long Hanyan's beautiful eyes were filled with radiance. She seemed to remember everything. She listened very seriously. When she heard about Ling Xiao's exceptional talent, she was shocked and happy. When she heard that Ling Xiao had fallen into the reincarnation sea and his life was unknown, her face turned pale. Ling Xiao did not go out from the divine stone. He looked at Long Outyan and Long Hanyan quietly. He could feel Long Hanyan's worry and deep motherly love. Ling Xiao, your mother seems to be very concerned about you. Don't you want to go out and meet her? Phoenix Woman said softly. Inside the heavenly stone, there was a void mirror that reflected everything that was happening in the outside world. Every move of Long Outyan and Long Hanyan was seen by the Phoenix Maiden. Wait a little longer. Chapter 668. But you don't have to worry, Aunt. Cousin is a genius with great fortune. How could he die in the reincarnation sea? You might not know this, but the sky-burning demon emperor was so arrogant just now, but he was beaten like a dog by cousin in the holy ground. Long Outyan saw that Long Hanyan's expression was not right and quickly explained. When he heard about the sky-burning demon emperor, his eyes were filled with indignation. What? The sky-burning demon emperor could not defeat Ling Xiao. Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with disbelief. She was extremely shocked and could not calm down. Who was the sky-burning demon emperor? The young master of the Sky Demon Palace, the pure-blooded Fire Qilin, was a pure-blooded divine beast like Long Outyan. He could be said to be unparalleled in the world. His talent was unparalleled, and he was much stronger than the peerless physiques and bloodlines of the human race. A pure-blooded divine beast, which meant that as long as he did not die, he was destined to become a supreme deity. However, the sky-burning demon emperor was defeated by Ling Xiao. It was unbelievable. Long Hanyan still remembered that when she left 20 years ago, Ling Xiao was still a baby in swaddling clothes. Who would have thought that the baby who was abandoned by his mother would grow to such a stage in 20 years? Xiao must have suffered a lot over the years. Long Hanyan's voice was trembling, and there was a trace of sparkling tears in the corner of her eyes. Isn't that so? Who am I, Long Outyan? I'm not afraid of the old man, but I admire cousin Ling Xiao. When he mentioned Ling Xiao, Long Outyan's eyes were filled with admiration. When we were in the reincarnation sea, cousin fell into the reincarnation sea to save us. Fortunately, the master of the Moon Palace passed by and saved us. That crazy woman from the Mountain of Flames happened to be at the Moon Palace, so she brought me back to the Mountain of Flames and sent me back to the Crystal Palace. After that, I was grounded by the old man. Long Outyan's eyes were filled with indignation. What crazy woman? You have no respect for your elders. The master of the Mountain of Flames almost became your father's wife. Long Hanyan glared at him and said in annoyance. The old man's wife? Fortunately, she did not succeed. Otherwise, where would I be? Let's continue to talk about cousin Ling Xiao. Long Outyen mumbled softly. Although Long Outyen was grounded, the series of things that Ling Xiao did after that was simply too shocking. It shook the entire war god continent. Especially in the Heavenly God Stone, where he gambled with other heroes, participated in the Heavenly God Convention, and killed geniuses and defeated geniuses. Later on, he displayed his invincible might in the Holy Ground, killing many peerless geniuses of the Holy Land of the Martial Way. In the final battle, he defeated the heaven-burning demon emperor and obtained the demon sage's inheritance. This series of events had already spread throughout the war god continent. When Long Zhantian returned to the Crystal Palace, Long Outyen pestered him to tell him about the Holy Ground. After hearing about Ling Zhao's achievements, Long Outyen regretted not sneaking out. Otherwise, he would have been able to witness Ling Zhao's glory in the Holy Ground. Xiao, he is indeed the same as his father. His talent is peerless. I never thought that he would be able to reach this step. Long Hanyan's face was filled with a gentle and loving smile, with a faint sense of pride. Her heart was also shaken by Long Outyen's narration. It was as if she had followed Long Outyen and seen her son coming to the war god continent, killing geniuses, defeating geniuses, dominating the world, and being invincible. Aunt, you don't have to worry. Cousin told Big Brother in the Holy Ground that he will come to the Crystal Palace after he finishes his business in the Holy Ground. It should be about time. At that time, you will be able to reunite with your son. Long Outyen said happily. Come to the Crystal Palace? No way. Long Hanyan's expression suddenly changed. She said nervously, Outyen, you must find a way to inform Xiao, Don't let him come to the Crystal Palace. Your father is so stubborn. He dislikes Ling Zhan very much. If he sees Xiao, he might be furious and do something to Xiao, It can't be. Long Outyen said in disbelief, no matter what, cousin is still the old man's nephew. If he dares to do anything to cousin, I will pluck out his beard. You don't understand, Outyen. Your father is too stubborn. No one can change his mind. Long Hanyan sighed softly. Suddenly, Long Hanyan seemed to have thought of something and asked, Outyen, has Xiao, awakened the dragon bloodline? His talent is so strong. He should have awakened the dragon bloodline, right? As long as he has the heavenly dragon bloodline, he is considered a member of the dragon clan. I believe your father will not make things difficult for him. Dragon bloodline? When I saw cousin, he had not awakened it yet. But aunt, I can feel that the dragon bloodline in cousin's body may be stronger than mine. Long Outyen said very seriously. Stronger than you? How is that possible? Long Hanyan found it hard to believe. She herself was merely of the heavenly dragon bloodline, and Ling Zhan was of the human race. They did not have any amazing bloodline. How could the union of the two of them give birth to a talent that surpassed the heavenly dragon bloodline? It was already very impressive to be able to maintain the heavenly dragon bloodline. The union of the dragon clan and the human race gave birth to descendants with mixed bloodlines. This was also one of the reasons why the Dragon King was so angry at the union of Long Hanyan and Ling Zhan. I can't be sure, but if the dragon bloodline in cousin's body awakens, it will at least be the true dragon bloodline. Long Outyen said with his head tilted. This is too unbelievable. Long Hanyan laughed bitterly. Her heart was in turmoil, and she could not remain calm. The two elders from the dragon tribe were also dumbfounded at this moment. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. The eldest princess's human son was so monstrous. The sky-burning demon emperor was such a monstrous genius, but he was defeated by him. Could it be that the boy had already become a supreme being? Thinking that the eldest princess's son was only 20 years old, and they were already so old. They had lived for hundreds and thousands of years to achieve their current cultivation, they were all ashamed. Following Long Outyen's narration, Long Hanyan's face glowed with vigor. It was a state of seeing hope. Thinking of this, Long Hanyan's heart was nervous and afraid. Rumble. At this moment, the sea water surged violently. Countless runes exploded in an instant. Streaks of terrifying aura descended from the sea surface. Their bodies were emitting cold, dark, and evil auras. Ha ha ha. Long Hanyan is indeed here. I didn't expect Long Outyen to be here too. Heaven is on my side. Little ones, take them all down. A savage and cold voice sounded. Chapter 669. Rumble. Black mist filled the air, emitting a pungent stench. More than a dozen black-robed figures with powerful auras descended from the eye of the sea. Each of them looked cold and their eyes were bloodthirsty. The leader was a young man in a black robe. He was tall and slender, and his body was surrounded by black light. His hair was actually a black poisonous snake, and his face looked extremely cold. He stared at Long Hanyan and Long Outyen, and his eyes were full of cold killing intent. The black-robed youth's cultivation had reached the half-step Supreme Being realm, and there was a faint Supreme Divine aura around him. He should have passed the Earth Tribulation. Behind him, there were 4 black-robed old men. They were all half-step Supremes who had passed the tribulation of the 4 symbols. There were also a dozen emperors. Their auras were powerful, and their killing intent was pure. It was obvious that they were decisive people. 9-headed Snake Clan. How could you enter the Eye of the East Sea? There is a Xianming Demon Slayer array outside. You can't enter here. The black-robed elder from the Dragon Clan said coldly. His face was ugly. In the vast East Sea, although the Crystal Palace was the overlord of the sea, there was also the competition between the powerful 9-headed Snake Clan and the Dragon Clan. There had been countless bloody battles over the years, and all of them wanted to be the only supreme being in the vast East Sea. The 9-headed Snake Clan was the descendant of the ancient ferocious beast, Shangyu. They were extremely powerful. Although the strongest in the clan might not be a match for the Dragon Clan, the 9-headed Snake Clan had a strong reproductive ability. There were many experts in the clan. Over the years, the Dragon Clan had been losing in the war with the 9-headed Snake Clan. Although Long Hanyan was suppressed in the Eye of the East Sea, it was a place where thousands of waters gathered. It contained the origin of the East Sea. Not only was there the black-robed and white-robed elders of the Dragon Clan, but there was also the Xianming Demon Slayer array. The Xianming Demon Slayer array was an ancient divine array that was specially used to suppress the 9-headed Snake Clan. Even a supreme being expert could not break in. If Ling Xiao had not been hiding in the Celestial Stone, and the Celestial Stone was a powerful divine artifact, he would have been killed by the Xianming Demon Slayer formation without triggering it. 9-headed reptile, you have wanted to capture me for a long time, right? Aren't you afraid that my father will raise the 9-headed Snake Clan to the ground? Long Outyen said as he pointed at the black-robed young man. His eyes were filled with fury. Although the Hydra clan had grown stronger over the years, the strongest in the clan was only a supreme being. However, the master of the Crystal Palace, the Dragon King of the East Sea, was a titled supreme being. If he had not been tied down by important matters over the years, he would have wiped out the Hydra clan long ago. East Sea Dragon King. Naturally, there would be someone to deal with him. But you won't be able to see it. Just wait until I capture you and devour your true dragon bloodline. Then, I'll be able to completely evolve into an ancient Shangyu. When that time comes, I'll be a paragon, and the East Sea Dragon King will be nothing. At the mention of the Dragon King of the East Sea, a hint of fear flashed across the black-robed young man's eyes. Capture me? Xiang Jia, do you really think that you can capture me? Do you believe that I will beat you up so badly that even your mother won't be able to recognize you? Long Outyen looked at him with disdain and said arrogantly. Long Outyen, I know that your true dragon body is powerful, so I don't plan to fight with you. If you have the ability, beat the 4 great elders of the Xiang Lu clan first. Xiang Jia said with a sneer. Boom. The 4 black-robed old men behind him seemed to be exuding a lethargic aura. Their faces were full of wrinkles, and half of their bodies were about to be buried in the soil. Their turbid eyes were flickering with a sharp light, and they seemed to be very dangerous. The 4 of them walked out at the same time, and suddenly, a powerful and unparalleled aura pervaded the air. It locked onto the black-robed and white-robed great elders of the dragon clan, Long Outyen and Long Hanyen. Outyen, we'll delay these bastards. You quickly return to the Crystal Palace. Don't fall into the hands of these bastards. The black-robed and white-robed great elders revealed a trace of determination in their eyes. Dragon's aura pervaded the air, and a powerful aura erupted from their bodies. They were about to rush towards the experts of the 9-headed snake clan. Want to escape? Impossible. Xiang Jie sneered. A black light spurted out from his palm, and suddenly, an ancient scroll spread out in an instant, and shrouded everyone. 1000 Revolution Array. You actually brought the 1000 Revolution Array. The black-robed great elder exclaimed, and a trace of despair appeared in his eyes. The 1000 Revolution Array was the supreme weapon of the 9-headed snake clan. It was the treasure of the clan, and it was incomparably mysterious. It was said that there were thousands of layers of space, and it was mysterious and unfathomable. Xiang Jia actually brought the 1000 Revolution Array, which meant that he had been planning for a long time. He was determined to capture Long Outyen and Long Hanyen. 1000 Revolution Array, break for me. A sharp light flashed in Xiang Jia's eyes, and suddenly, a powerful and vast divine light fluctuation burst out from the 1000 Revolution Array. It contained a destructive power. Kacha. Above the Black Sea, endless runes shattered, and the divine chains of order exploded. The Black Sea cage that had imprisoned Long Hanyen was instantly broken. Ha ha ha. Long Hanyen, the Dragon King of the East Sea, is really ruthless. He actually had the heart to suppress his sister here for 20 years. I have rescued you, how are you going to thank me? Xiang Jia laughed, and his eyes were full of arrogance. In his opinion, the outcome was already decided. With the 1000 Revolution Array sealing the void, the black-robed Great Elder and the white-robed Great Elder would definitely die under the siege of the 4 Great Elders, and Long Outyen and Long Hanyen would definitely be captured alive. 9-headed Snake Clan. Damn you. There was a cold glint in Long Hanyen's eyes. She leaped over, like a white divine rainbow, extremely fast. Yellow and black light filled the air around her, and a white palm print headed towards Xiang Jie. What? The tribulation of 2 elephants? Xiang Jie's expression changed. He did not expect Long Hanyen's cultivation to be so terrifying. After being suppressed in the East Sea for 20 years, her cultivation had broken through several realms, and she had already passed the tribulation of black water. That cold murderous intent locked onto him. Xiang Jie did not even think about it, and instantly leaped back. Don't hurt my young lord. A great elder of the 9-headed snake clan flashed and blocked in front of Xiang Jie. His whole body exuded an evil and gloomy aura, and his palm was pressed toward Long Hanyen. Bang! The palm wind exploded, and Long Hanyen's face turned pale. In an instant, she was blasted dozens of feet away and landed on the ground. Although she had passed the tribulation of 2 elephants, she was still no match for the great elder of the 9-headed snake clan who had passed the tribulation of 4 elephants. Xiang Jia, you bastard, my father will not let you go. I'll kill you. Seeing that Long Hanyen was repelled, Long Outyen's eyes revealed a trace of anger. The golden blood qi around him surged, and he punched towards Xiang Jie. Kacha! The golden fist print contained unparalleled divine power, and this punch made Xiang Jie's face change slightly. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.